All right, welcome to Gabbing Games. Good to see everybody now. Let me pop the bubbly one moment. Hello, everyone. It has been a while since we've done a proper Gabbing Games. It's good to see you. I do hear that static, actually. Yeah, hang on. Tell me if that's any better. Is that better, you guys? It's good to see you guys. Welcome back to the Gabbing Games. Welcome back to the morning show. That's pretty loud. Let's see if that works. Test. Let me know. You guys will let me know. Anyway, hello, Anna G. Hello, Joker. Hello, Addie Pie. Tiny Tacos. David K. Leave it to Bubby, all you guys. Nice to see everybody. Why am I back to doing some Gabbing Game shows? Well, obviously next week is Summer GameFest, so there's a lot of news. I also took a break, not just from Gabbing Games, but from playing most video games. I was playing a lot of, let me take these off. I don't need these right now. I was playing a lot of Marvel Snap, which obviously it's a video game, but I don't really consider it like a game. It's just like my comfort food. It's what I love to play during lunch. But I took a break, I think, because I was just getting kind of tired of all the toxic fandom that swims around games. And I started asking myself, I said, can I do a show like this and avoid that stuff? And I don't know what the answer is. The answer is we're going to try, and the answer may be no. You may not be able to really talk about games and engage with game fans unless you also put yourself out there and you have to kind of put up with these sorts of shenanigans. And I think it was affecting my mental health. I think it was, it was just really kind of gross to be around. Like even Addie Pie, who's in the chat right now, I was saying last night or the night before on my stream, I'm like, I'm going to try to finish Dragon Age. And his first response, not that elicited a response. I think somebody asked me what I was playing or what I might play next or whatever. And his first response, and this is no dig at him, this is just a reflection of what I experienced out there, was something like, dude, there's so many better games to be playing. And I'm just like, everybody has to shit in your fucking cornflakes when you talk about video games. I have not found that when we talk on the Madhouse show in the afternoon with me and Bunny, which will be at 6 o'clock tonight. I have not found that in that community. Maybe it's because nobody really knows what the truth is about UFOs and UAPs and all that. I don't fucking know. But it did get to a point where I was just like, I can't handle it anymore. But I'm always pulled back. Comic books and video games always pull me back, even if I end up taking a little bit of a break. So I was glad to do that. I did sit down. I got to tell you something what happened. So I sat down last night. to play some Dragon Age because I was almost at the end. And I really kind of felt, and this is one of the problems I have with modern games, but I really kind of felt like, okay, I really want to do all remaining 13 missions before I go into the final mission. And in that game, it's one of those things where it tells you, hey, you're about to cross a barrier, a point of no return. And if you do that, whatever missions you left behind, that's the way it goes. And I'm like, let me just finish these 13. I'll do everything fine. So I'm on one of the missions, and then another mission pops up. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, when will this fucking game ever end? Right? And it's just like, I think also, and I don't think this is just because I worked in games for a long time. I think gamers see this regardless. I think it's becoming so obnoxious seeing the marketing and the sales demands on games like these, that it's like, that game didn't need any more missions than it had. It probably could have done with about 30% less content to make that game more streamlined. There's nothing about all of that content being in that game that is of value other than to put it on the box, not that it sold well, keep people from taking it back to the store because they finished it and they want to sell it back or whatever. Or I couldn't fucking tell you. But I'm really starting to get tired of that shit as well. So I'll show you on my screen what I did. I finally just woke up and I said, fuck it. I can't do it anymore. So that's not my screen. Hang on. I woke up and I said, fuck it. Come on now. That's not couth. I said, look, I'm done. I canceled my Ubisoft Plus subscription because I was just like, I was like, oh, but I got to go back and finish Star Wars DLC. And I'm like, and I loved Star Wars, whatever it was called. The one with that lady with the little Nyx puppet, whatever the fuck it was. What was that one called? Outlaws. Loved it. Loved that game. Even before they added all the great patches that has made it an even better game. But I was just like, I want to finish. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Leave me alone. Let me fucking finish something. Let me put it away and move on with my fucking life. So I said, I'm just going to, even though I've never finished the DLC for Outlaws, I played a little of it. I got busy. That's canceled. EA, I got to the final act that everybody says is the best act of Dragon Age. And I'm just like, I don't care. Because I go and I say, I'm going to do the point of no return. It says, are you sure? A lot of your characters haven't reconciled all their bullshit. Oh, that means a lot of them may fall in battle. And I'm like, motherfucker, I have given you so much fucking time. I have done all the missions that I've unlocked, and God forbid I didn't unlock any. It's so disrespectful to the art form and to my time. So I was so thrilled to cancel these. I don't think I'm ever going back to those games. And I started playing 3 new games. I said, I'm just going to start playing 3 games at a time. I started playing Doom, which I really like. It's not as good as the other ones, but I really like it. I love the cinematics, playing the new Doom Dark Ages. Absolutely love it's clearly somebody was watching Dune, making the cutscenes for Doom. I understand that the lore had been there, but it's very inspired by the Dune movies and the Lynch Dune movies as well, or the one Lynch Dune movie. I started playing Expedition 33 today. I love the narrative. I love what I've played so far, which is I just finished the prologue. I will say that again, it's one of those things where, and again, I really like what I'm playing. I love the lore, the world, the music. It's really good. Combat system seems great so far. But I got to this point where I was like, literally, if you haven't played it, this is not really a spoiler. You start at this festival, and you have to kind of walk. It's mostly linear, but it's big, wide open paths. You can interact with things as you walk to the end of the road of the festival, which is the harbor, which is what kicks off the end of the prologue. And conceptually, it's beautiful. Story, it's beautiful. But what you find yourself, or what I found myself doing, though, was, pulling myself out of the moment-to-moment experience and going, okay, let me walk up to each of these little clumps of people and see if the X appears. And if it does, clearly I don't have to, but I'm going to learn something. I'm going to get something. I'm going to have a bit of a tutorial, whatever. I don't want to miss those things. And I don't know if this is how you play. There was even a point in the game where there's this piano, and it's sitting there, and the main character can walk up to the piano, and an X appears. And basically, every time you hit X, even though there's no animation, it just plays, the piano plays a note. So it's like you're playing the piano. And I'm doing that, and instead of going, I don't know what the experience was supposed to be on the part of the designer or the writer. Was I supposed to go, oh, this is so beautiful, I can play the piano, and my character knows how to play piano, and she has an artistic side. All I was thinking was, and again, maybe I have a bit of gaming autism, I don't know, but all I was thinking was, okay, what happens if I get to the end of this song? Like, it's so gamified, because that's just where my mind goes, that it's like, okay, well, why am I doing this? Is this going somewhere? Is it just to play the pretty song? I have no idea. Just like, why am I going down this road? You know, I see the abstraction of the mechanics, and I don't know if when you play a game like this, you just lose yourself easier in it. Like when you're like, oh, the piano, it's a nice song, and that's all you think, and you don't worry about how many fucking times do I have to press the button. But these games that are trying to thread that needle betwixt gameplay or interactivity and narrative, the production value has bloomed, but those issues I think are still very, very prominent. And so I think I'm also starting to push away from those games. That's why I am enjoying Doom, even though it's not the world's best game. I've played better boomer shooters, but the production value is pretty good. And then I'm starting this afternoon playing A Nice Day for Fishing, which I played the demo. That is pure gameplay. That is absolutely pure gameplay. So as the title of this is, I see my relationship with gaming changing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I don't know if Gabbin' Games is mostly going to cover indie games, or I will tell you, and we're going to talk about Summer GameFest, which starts Monday. There are a bunch of games that I am excited about. And so maybe that'll, I don't know. We're going to talk about all that. I do want to let you know, though, and I want to go to the chat. I'll look at the chat in just a second. I want to let you know we've already got one of our 25 members I will reveal on this very stream. I will show you documents, well, one document, of the very first PlayStation game design. We were going to show this last week. We didn't make our goal. The goal is 1 out of 25 members. Now, if you're a member, why would I be a member, you say? Well, and you can gift members, too. Here's the reason. Like, for example, that interview we did with Shuhei last week, that is still currently only available for members. It'll stay available only for members for a couple more weeks. It was a great interview. So things like that are only available to members. And after the stream today, let me add this one, because I do want to say thank you very, very much to our first member of the day, which is Sergeant Frosty. Welcome back. He sent a gift membership, and I'm going to update that right now. So, but yeah, I want to tell you, if we also get $125 in super chats today, I will extend the stream. We'll go an extra hour, and I will show you, and I will play an hour of A Nice Day for Fishing. We are still streaming tonight at 6 o'clock, but these are the goals for today. 1 out of 25 members so far. Let's get to 25. Because I really do want to walk you through this document. And I can hear you now. You're like, well, Jaffe, just do it. Why do you have to get paid to do it? Because that's the business model. But that said, this is terrible, but it is amazing. I will tell you that youth allows you to believe in pretty much any goddamn thing you want, that you can do anything. I can't believe I thought Sony was going to allow me to do this. But that's where my head was. So we'll talk about that possibly today. And then we'll play A Nice Day for Fishing. Unless you guys want to play something else, we'll play Doom, Expedition 33. Let me go to the chat, though, and see what you guys are saying about Expedition and sort of my evolving relationship with video games. And then we're going to jump into the most anticipated Summer Game Fest games next week. Monkey Pong. Oh, good to see you, Monkey Pong. Monkey Pong has also submitted a gift membership. See, I'm telling you guys. Now. There are game designs. That I have done and I have been proud of that we haven't actually been able to finish. And I'm like, oh, I wish I would have made that. I absolutely do not wish we would have made this. This would have been ridiculous, and it probably would have killed PlayStation. There was no chance in hell. That's not the point, though. Let's see what you guys are thinking. I want to see what you guys think about the, I did play the new Doom, Eric. I played through the first level, and at the end, I didn't know what was going on. And I was a little worried about Doom because when they were presenting it in the previews, they're like, oh, we're going to do a lot more with cutscenes and stuff. And I'm like, come on, man, who gives a shit, right? But I really did like what was happening at the end. So I've gone back to replay the first level, which is that village, because I do want to know who all these characters are, because it is a really neat presentation. And so, you know, the one thing I'm confused about in Doom right now is the shield, because I want to say a message popped up, and this is one of the reasons I'm playing it again, the first level. A message popped up that said you could parry, and I know you can block some of these things, but I haven't figured out if you can actually parry these and send them back at the enemies. I totally instantly get... Here's what my theory is going to be, by the way. My theory is I heard the developers talk about how they really wanted this Doom to be more about like the original two Dooms, where it's a lot of strafing and dodging and shit like that. Now, that's great. I think Witchfire so far is doing it better than Doom, the Dark Ages is, in terms of it's making your moment-to-moment awareness of the battlefield and where enemies are and where the projectiles are that you have to kind of glide through. I think they do it better in Witchfire, but it's obvious that's what they're trying in Doom, but it almost feels like it's one of those games where the designer has his thumb on the scale a little much, like you can tell what they're doing, and it's like, I'm okay not having that all the time. Like it's neat, but and again, I'm only at the beginning, but it feels very much like, see, you got to dodge now. I'm like, I get it, but it feels a little bit too heavy-handed, I guess is what I'd say. But I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. Joker, talking about social media, he says, I take a break from social media regularly because too much pedantic stuff and just overall negativity. I got to catch myself sometimes too, says Joker. Yeah. It is, I think it was taking away, it was sapping my enjoyment of gaming. It's look, you guys know me. I'm a progressive guy. I don't believe in anything that would get in the way of the First Amendment and all this shit. But there is a point where I start to go, maybe we need some guardrails on social media. I know that's terrible. I saw somebody today say that Twitter is starting to feel like 8chan. Like it went from Twitter to 4chan. Now it's a cesspool. So I don't know. But I'm with you. I understand. I totally understand. Roadkill says, but look, man, you just got to learn to fuck the douchebags. You got to wear a fucking stone layer around you and let everything bounce off. I am getting better at that, but I do open myself up. I mean, that's one of the things I like about streaming is I like to bring a genuine sense of connection with people. And it becomes difficult when you do that, and then you've just got these dicks out there that are just constantly trolling or serious. That's the worst one. They're really fucking serious. Okay. Red Harlow says, my absolute favorite game is Days Gone, which I'm very excited, if I have time, which I probably won't, to play again with the new version, which I really loved it as well. He says, you wouldn't believe the remarks I get when I tell someone that. I know. Why? Okay, let's analyze this briefly for a moment. What do you think this is? Why can't you just what's the matter with people? Do why, if you came to me and said, like, for example, our producer, Tech Protect, right? He plays this game called Bizarre. It's a new game. It's early access. I'm playing a little bit of it. I like it. My brain doesn't vibe with it. But he loves it, and he's always fucking playing it, even when he should be working. He should be working, even when he should be working. But what do I care if I don't like that game? I don't give a shit what he plays. It makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. But I would love to know if you guys have some, analysis about these kinds of people. Regarding Marble Rise says that's the OCD trap. He's talking about needing to go and click on everything. Like as you're going down the town in Expedition 33 and you want to click on everything. I don't know. See, this is the problem with these kinds of video games. It's not even so much OCD. It's you don't know what you don't know. So let's say, the worst experience I ever had, this is wrong because I love this game. I love Chrono Trigger. But it was such a seminal moment where it burned into my brain, where I'm playing Chrono Trigger the first time back in the 90s, early 90s. And I'm loving it. I get to the very end boss and I cannot kill the boss. I faked being sick. I stayed home from work. I played all day. I go back into work the next day because I was a tester or an associate producer at Sony. And I asked Mike Yam, who was much more of a hardcore gamer than me. I'm like, what the fuck is with this boss? And he says, what level are you at? And I don't remember, but it's like, let's say, it's been a long, long time, but let's say you could level up in that game to 100. And I was like, level 27. He's like, dude, you're not leveled up enough to kill the boss. I didn't know what I didn't know because that was the first turn-based RPG I'd ever really played all the way to the end. And so it had never occurred to me that part of the game is going out and grinding up your character, right? So when it comes to like Expedition 33 going just down this road, I don't fucking know what what if I miss something? You know, what if I fucking miss something on that road that's I need, because you are finding things. You are finding like money. You're finding the ability to switch attributes later in the game. What if I needed that and I didn't have it? So it's less about the OCD and more about going, I don't know what I need to do yet. In this game, it's a design issue, really. As much as people love this game, and I am enjoying it very much, the voice acting is amazing in this game, at least the English version. But it really is a design problem, isn't it? Because when you think about it, you go, well, if the player's coming into your game for the first time and they don't know anything about what they need to know, and you're trying to set up this grand narrative that leaves you going, oh my God, it's so beautiful, which is clearly what they're trying to do. It's so evocative and emotional and it's a great scenario. It's a really great story so far. I can't get lost in that. They have to know that there's lots of people that aren't getting lost in that they're going up to the piano and just hitting X over and over and over and over and over to see maybe a piece of gold comes out of the piano at the end. We don't know. And again, maybe fundamentally these two things are never going to mix, the interactivity and narrative in this way. They just may never mix. I don't fucking know. But that would be my take on this. Okay. Joey Bag of Donuts says, Jaffe, Ubisoft Plus is so irritating. It's a great deal when it works, but I could never link it to my Xbox. I link it to my GeForce, and it's been okay. It hasn't really been a problem, but I get you on that. If that would be very, very frustrating for sure. Police Simulator has caught my attention, says Johnny Sulk. That is on Game Pass. They released Police Simulator and I think EMT or Firefighter Simulator. And I'll come clean on my take on Game Pass at this point because I love Game Pass. I've always been a Game Pass guy, and everybody kind of made fun of me and said, oh, it's stupid. But whatever. Not everybody, but a lot of people. But I will say the one complaint that a lot of people have had about Game Pass that I've never been able to argue against. I could argue against a lot of things that just kind of felt like fanboy. This is Game Pass, by the way, if you don't know. But the one thing that finally, when Xbox started to really roll out tons of great games, and they are rolling them out like fucking crack these days. I mean, older games, Metaphor ReFantazio is on there. Brand new games. You've got the brand new game from Annapurna that just launched this week from the guy who made Katamari Damacy. This is great if you're an old guy like me, retro. But yeah, there's Police Simulator, Firefighter Simulator, Doom is there, Ninja Turtles, Dredge is there. Obviously, you've got what we've been talking about. You've got Expedition 33 is there. There's South of Midnight haven't even played yet. Blueprints haven't even played yet. There is a point where, unlike movies, these things take so long to complete that this may not really make the sense that I think a lot of people hoped or I thought it did. So I am starting to go, that may ultimately be the biggest Achilles heel with Game Pass, is not that it's not a great deal, not that it's not a really good idea, but these fucking games are too fucking long. So I don't know about you, but I don't know how long it takes you to finish Doom. It's probably going to take me a month to go through this, right? So I don't know. But I will say, yes, there's Firefighter Simulator and the other one being Police. But I played the demo of The Precinct, which is out now. I know Jojo D was playing this. I really like it. People are saying great things about it. I will probably play that too. But I'm going to try to be good and not play anything new for this month. I'm playing Doom this month, Expedition 33, and a nice day for fishing. Maybe. I don't want to play anything else. I want to try to stay this way so I can focus, but we'll see. I don't know where it's going to go. I do want to say also thank you so much for Pompish. Can we get another Adam Sessler interview? Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. We're well on our way to playing whatever game you guys want for an hour after the stream. We are $2 in. I'm rounding up because I'm not good at math. Hang on, let me fix that up. Adam Sessler is obviously always welcome on this show whenever he wants to come on. My understanding with Adam is that he's kind of, he finds a lot of online gamers obnoxious as shit, which I don't blame him. I do as well. Not you guys, of course, but in terms of a lot of these people, they're a pain in the ass. And he doesn't really, but I would love to have him come on maybe to Madhouse to talk about conspiracy theories and things like that he might really be into. But I'll reach out to him. I'm a big fan of Adam. Hello, Butterfly420. Always good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. They say, hello, Jaffe. Happy to see you. I'm happy to see you as well. Y'all so-and-so. Thank you so much for that super chat. I will add it to our bucket, and we may actually get to make ourselves some video game playing today. And then Stephen Hawkins has been a member for 38 months. Thank you, buddy. We love you. Just wanted to say hello. Heading to Home Depot to get a new microwave in Savannah, Georgia. It is an hour away. Playing Doom and loving it. I hope all is good. I am playing Doom. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. I haven't fallen in love with it yet, but I'm very much in like. I'll go on a second date with it. Why are you driving so far away? Why don't you just have somebody send you a goddamn microwave in the mail? Go to the Amazon or something. That's a goddamn long time. Let's see. South of Midnight was a DEI game with a racist against white people devs. I heard it was a decent game. Again, shut up, Trenches. No, it wasn't. I'm not. No. Watch me now. Watch me now. I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not taking the bait. It's not good for your mental health, Jaffe. It's not good. Don't take the bait. Here's what I'll say, Trenches. Interesting. I'm still interested in playing it. I like the game director. I like the art style. I may not play the whole thing. I may only play it for 20 minutes, but I would very much like to play it. And if you didn't like it, that's okay. Good for you. Did I do good, you guys? Okay, what's the goal for today? The goal is if we get our 125 ducats, we're going to play, I'm going to say a nice day for fishing, but I'll play whatever you guys want for an hour. I'll play whatever fucking game you want. So we'll keep the stream going and play for a little bit. And then there you go. One Pump Man says South of Midnight was great. But that's the thing, man. I mean, think about that. South of Midnight came and went off most people's radar. And that doesn't even mean it was a bad game. It just means there's so much shit that you can play on Game Pass that it's I mean, none of this shit's Atomfall. I mean, these are games that a generation ago, certainly 2 generations ago, would have been absolutely, they would have been the things that you talk about all the goddamn time. And now no one's really talking about Blueprints. South of Midnight, for whatever you think, love, hate it, you think it would have gotten a little bit more talk, but it kind of came and went. There's just too much shit, which I'm not going to complain about, though. I'm going to just play what I want to play and not worry about it. I have to, because it's making me sad, you guys. I miss playing games and loving games, and it's just, I got too much in the sauce. Carlos, our good friend Carlos, good to see you. He says, look, I think for the super chat, he says, my relationship with gaming has also changed. I have never have time anymore and end up playing too free to play games since the gameplay is quick, says Carlos. Right. And this is the thing I think is really crucial to understand. It's not that, although I did, if you watch that interview with Shu and I were both kind of talking about the fact that a lot of these games in the past that the media was it Shu? It might not have been Shu. It may have been Gene Park on the last Constellation, actually. But we were talking about these games that the media just lauded, like, oh my God, it's, all these like really heavy story games and directed games and stuff. And they're starting to kind of come around because the younger generation who didn't come up with it, you've heard me say that. The point is, Carlos, I agree with you. I'm still playing other things, but Marvel Snap all the fucking time, because it knows what it is. It's a game before anything else. Call of Duty multiplayer. It's a game before anything else. It doesn't want to be a movie. When I'm playing Expedition 33, I'm playing it and going, this is great. I'm really liking it. This should be a movie. This should be a novel. I'm not saying it's not. Maybe it was based on a novel. And it doesn't mean don't make it into a game, but it does mean this is such a good story. Why would you limit it to a very few number of people who can play it? Because most people don't play narrative video games. But I'm not knocking it. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep playing it. That's all I'm saying. But thank you, Carlos, for that. We'll pop that on. We're at $9. We're getting there, folks. We're closing in on a killer. $4 out of now. What are we at now? We're at $9 out of $125 to play some video games afterwards. Let me put this up. God damn it, Jaffe. Hey, come on now. I swear to God, I'm not drinking yet. I'm glad I'm not drinking. I don't have a drinking problem. Shut up. I really don't. I was telling Calvin, we were talking the other day, I don't think I've drank alcohol. I don't think I've had a sip of alcohol in 10 years. And not because I'm an alcoholic, but because I just don't like it. I wish I felt that way about pizza. I really do. I'm not making a joke. Okay. Have I lost weight, Lena? I don't know. I am on the Ozempic. I'm going up on the Ozempic amount because you kind of ratchet it up every couple of weeks. And I do find myself eating less, but I haven't really weighed myself at all. Tactile Therapy says play. Oh, I have to talk to you guys about Elden Ring, but he says play Night Rain, which is the Elden Ring expansion. Well, standalone, I think, right? But it's multiplayer. Apparently, they're going to be putting a patch out next week to make the single player version of it a lot easier, a lot more doable, which is excellent, which is delightful. But I'm still not going to play it. Elden Ring is my favorite fucking video game of all time. I just adore it, and I don't know if I'm going to go back and play the Erd Tree stuff. I think I bought it, but I don't think I'm going to play it because it was exhausting to play through that game. But I loved it, and I still haven't done everything, but I have beaten it. And I kind of, if I'm going to replay something, I want to play Bloodborne. But the point is, on Night Rain, what I love about the Elden Ring games is the immersion in the world. And when I'm playing with other people, it feels like a sport. Like even Helldivers, I get that Helldivers has all this lore and everything, and we save Super Earth and blah, blah, blah. And that's great. But when I'm playing with people in that game, I've only played a little bit, I don't think about any of that. When I'm playing a single player game, I lose myself in it. So I don't really have any interest in Night Rain. But, people seem to be playing a lot of it. We'll see if it sustains. But what I was going to tell you, and this, again, I haven't done video game news for about a month or so I know this is old news, oldish news. But I didn't realize the Elden Ring movie is really shaping up to be something pretty fucking cool. I knew that they were going to make one, and I'm like, whatever, who cares? And then I'm like, okay, wait, Alex Garland, who made Ex Machina and Annihilation and Devs, right? I can't think, and he's doing it with the movie studio A24, which does like Hereditary and more of these slightly arty-farty things. I think that is perfect. I think back to being a kid with the movie Excalibur, right? The kind of, I don't really care what story they go with, or Ridley Scott's Legend. The story was like whatever. But being in the world, like think about how creepy and weird Annihilation was from that same director, and think about the beautiful character design of Elden Ring. And think about, they started talking about casting and stuff, and that's great. And I'm sure there'll be a narrative that go to A to B and hero's journey, whatever. But I would much rather it be like a big poetic fever dream where it's like, yeah, there's a story and there's a narrative, but it's more about just, having this sort of lost in this incredibly evocative world that really resonates and stays with you after the movie. I think this could be quite special. I don't know when they're going to make it. I don't think the script is done, but that director with that material and that world building, and he's free to pretty much write, whatever main character story he wants. That's fucking awesome. Because all the stuff that Martin and Miyazaki created, like the little sweetling bullshit and the crazy guys that look like the Skeksis and all that from Dark Crystal, all that's going to be in there probably. But it's going to be color for the world, and the main story is just going to be... I'm very excited for this. Like, I usually do not get excited for video game movies. This one has me actually quite excited for this one. I will say thank you so much to Mish. Good God almighty, sir. Mish, thank you so much for all the support you give to this show and this channel. That is a big fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? That is a big fucking nod of, hey, I like what you guys do here, Jaffe. I appreciate that. We are getting close. We are less than $100 away, you guys. Thank you, Mish, for that and all your support to getting us to an hour of gameplay after this stream. Thanks very much. Mr. Stinky Brew, who, by the way, has some amazing artwork over on the Discord. I'd like to think he might work with us to make an exclusive Madhouse or Gabbin' Games product, because his art's batshit crazy, and I love it. Mr. Stinky Brew drops a super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, Jaffe, have you ever played Hatred, and what do you think? I own it. I have not played it. I know what it is, and it seems, and thank you for getting us up to $61, buddy. I've played it. I know what it is. Oh, here's what it was. Okay, now I'm remembering it. Okay. Again, I know it's a game. I'm not a fucking moron. Hang on, I got to get some of the... Listen. So, I get it. It's a game. They're NPCs. They're probably not real. They probably have no feeling, blah, blah, blah. But I play the opening of Hatred. I'm remembering this now. Wait, is Hatred the first person one, or what's the one that's like isometric where you're going around with the gun and you're just almost like mass shooting? I think that's Hatred. Then there's Agony's the other one. So yeah, Hatred's the one I'm thinking about. So I start the game. I go into this house. There's like a guy or an NPC lying on the floor begging for his life. And clearly I'm supposed to shoot the guy. And this is why when I put that tweet up a while back, people didn't understand what I was saying. Now, maybe it's my fault, but probably not. People are just assholes. I was like, hey, has your relationship with NPCs changed? Do you just look at them as game pieces and you don't really worry about the narrative? Or do you actually go, I know they're not real. I'm not an idiot, but I don't feel right about this. Mine has changed. I don't kill NPCs anymore unless it's an accident, unless they're bad guys. So I play Hatred and I go into that room and I'm just like, I'm not doing it. And it's just so stupid. It's just ones and zeros. I have literally placed NPCs in video games before. I have approved concept art of NPCs before in video games. I know what they are, but I just, somewhere in the back of my head is, well, what if we're NPCs? What if we're NPCs in a simulation? And obviously we don't know it and they don't know it. And I don't want to participate in putting that out there. I know, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'll be in a goddamn funny farm sooner than later, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. All right. I know it's not a Diet Coke, Joker. I started drinking more Diet Mountain Dew and now I'm just working through them. I'm really sick of the Diet Mountain Dew. I very much want to go back to my Cokes. Okay. Yeah, Blue Gamer says, next Bloodborne movie, please. Need that cosmic horror. I will tell you that, like I said, that is the game that if I'm going to go back and replay anything, it is Bloodborne. I just love that world so fucking much. And I bought that big fucking expensive art book strategy guide blend, and I want to go back through it with that by my side and really get deep into Bloodborne because I love it. I fucking love it, man. Texas Lean says, I have been, and I'm curious about this. He says, I have been disenchanted with video games for a while now. Since I got my 4070 Ti 2 years ago, I only beat one game. What is the one game that you beat and what caused you to become disenchanted? I would be curious about that. Okay. Jaffe's the type to apologize to a rock that trips him. Well, tactile therapy, kinda, but not really. I've not gone soft. I've not gone soft. This is again, back to these online fuckers. Everybody thinks they have this concept that if I were to make God of War today, it would have no sex, it would have no violence. Of course it would. Of course it would. Now, I would probably put something in that says, as a character, no, I wouldn't even do that, because we had this debate on the first God of War, which is, do we want to let the player have ways to solve things without being an asshole? And I said, no, you're playing Kratos. That's the only way. So I don't think in a game like a remake of God of War, I would still say, no, if you want to get health orbs, you have to kill people that are innocents. That is a metaphor for Kratos' character. So I would still do it. And I don't have a problem with it being in the games. I wouldn't take it out. I'm just saying that I've changed the way I engage with these guys, you know. Addy Pie says, you're telling me you don't kill NPCs in Grand Theft Auto. I do, but I don't go out of my way to do it. So if I'm driving in the game and I hit people, I'm not like, oh my God. But I don't go, hey, I'm just going to drive into this, you know, alley where there's like 20 people meandering and just crash through them. I don't. I try not to anyway. I try not to. Okay. Have I played Blasphemous before? Brandon Waters wants to know. I have. I haven't finished it, but I've played it and I enjoyed it a great deal. Really, really fucking good game. Too hard for me. Blasphemous 2, I should play, but I haven't yet, but I should. Heard that's really good too. But again, this is the problem. I got to start being choosy, or I'm just going to be miserable and never finish anything and never dive deep enough into anything that I fucking enjoy. And hello, Rob the Mod. Rob, I hope you got my message. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Steve Hawkins, thank you for the super chat. He says, Jaffe, I had to go to Home Depot to get the microwave because the one we had since we got married died. I wasn't waiting until next week when I won't be here. Metallica's in Atlanta Tuesday with my little sister who isn't flying down from Michigan. Okay, I'm a little confused. I'm going to do my very best to understand it. You're not going to be around next week because you're going to go see Metallica with your little sister, which sounds delightful. That's wonderful. I didn't mean wait a week. I can order, again, I don't know where you live. I can order a microwave off Amazon today and it'll be here in 2 hours. But yeah, of course. Yeah, I get it. Well, enjoy your drive. Be safe out there on the road. Thanks for listening to us as you make your way to Texarkana with all that beer, because you're the bandit and I'm Smokey. Thank you for the super chat. Let's pop it up there. We are getting close. I think we may have some gameplay happening today, folks. I'll let you guys pick what it is, but we are now we're at $81. That's the wrong one. Click that one, Jaffe. You shut up. You can't tell. We're going to go to Summer GameFest in a second. 81 out of 125, folks. We are about $45 away, and we will play. We can play Expedition. We can play A Nice Day for Fishing. We can play some Doom. We can play fucking Elden. I don't what the fucking. All right, now loading up and trucking. You goddamn right, Marble Rye. You goddamn right. Trenches says, I feel bad for killing NPCs in Red Dead 2. Sometimes it feels too close to real life. I have the game. It's on my list of things I want to play. Maybe that's August. That feels like a fall game. Although a lot of shit's coming out in fall. I'm glad Grand Theft Auto is not. I gotta get better at this. I don't know how to do it. How do you guys do it? Wait a minute. Okay, I'll get back to that, PK. How do you guys do it? Do you plan? Because what I've been doing is I'll just wake up and I'll go, oh, this is out today. I guess I'm buying that, and that'll occupy my days for about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 day, whatever. Do you guys go, no, this is my game for the month, and that is absolutely what I'm playing. Leave me alone. And then when you're done, whether you get bored of it or you beat it, then do you move on, or how do you guys do all that? I would be very, very curious. I want to say to PK, where did it go? PK says, have you played Power Stone Online yet? That is out. Power Stone Online Capcom Fighting Collection 2, that is fucking out. Because if it is, and I can find some people to play, maybe that's what we will play. That game is the shit, man. Assuming it's good. I don't know if the port's good or the remaster's good. And the online's good. But that game is the shit. All right, well, if we make it to $125 and we play, and people want to play that, maybe we'll play that. Addy Pie says he juggles. Well, I knew Capcom Fighting Collection 2 has been out, but I didn't realize that That was the one that had Power Stone 2 online in it, which now I wasn't interested in the other ones because I suck at those games. Necro says, I play one game at a time. Unless it's absolutely terrible, I don't move on until I have 100%. See, I have to let go of that. Somebody in the chat, where did it go? John Sulk says, I pick a game, play the main story, and move on. I have got to start doing that. I've got to just start saying, avoid, like even right now, Doom the Dark Ages, right? I'm playing Doom the Dark Ages, and immediately I'm like, I got to go back before I get to the next level, and I want 100% this level. And I'm like, man, you can't do that, because what you're going to do is it's going to stop being fun, and it's going to feel like work. And then what you're going to do is you're going to end up going, I've been playing this too much, and after you only get to like level 12 out of 22, you're going to wash out. And I just can't do it. I'm going to try my best. Like I said, my relationship with games has changed, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's a goddamn good thing. Okay. Why aren't there quality adult games? A good porn game, at least AA, says Jose. Well, I mean, I don't play a lot of them. I know that there are lots of porn games. You can get the kind of freebie, free-to-play stuff on the web, and then you can go to Steam and actually buy proper porn games. I mean, my guess would be that porn game, I don't know if that's true. I was going to say, because, porn's big for women too, but my guess was going to be that you don't have a lot of women playing porn video games, and maybe they tend to be more interested in the story and the setup.
Let's play some games.
I don't play porn video games because my head is in a very my head is in a very different place when I'm playing a video game. So those two parts of my brain do not engage with one another. But even if they did, I mean, I don't. Why would I want? It's like, let's say you're doing the classic porno trope of, oh, you're delivering the milk to the lady whose husband's out of town. Okay, well, first you've got to look at the map and figure out how to get to the lady's house, and then you've got to, go craft enough milk that she'll let you in. I mean, talk about edging. I don't want to spend 3 hours building up my stats just so I can go fuck this NPC if I can just fucking play a game that I don't want to play anyway that's porn and just get it done like in the first 5 minutes. That's what I would suggest. That's what I think it probably is. But I could be wrong. Joker, thank you for the super chat, buddy. It is very, very generous. He says, Jaffe, we're shutting down the shop early. Let's play some games. By the way, when my dad was a kid, he worked at a liquor store in Dallas here and loaded up on Coors trucks headed east during the time. They would call on the CB to stop and load up. Look, that's the shit. The CB Warriors, baby. I grew up with that. I thought when we got our first van as a family in the 70s, it had a CB radio, and we'd drive to Florida for Disneyland. It was like a 10-hour road trip. The fact that I could, and now it's nothing, big deal, but I could take this fucking thing, and I could say something, and people all over would respond to me. It was like having my own little stream, but I didn't need to stream. I just did it. Anyway, Joker, thank you so much for that generosity and super chat. You have kicked us very close to our goal, my delightful friend. 81, 91, 101, 111. We are inches away from playing some games today after this show wraps up. Thank you for that, Joker, and thank you guys just in general for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. God of War does not have a porn segment. It has a thing where, and again, that's even a great point. If I were to do God of War today, going back to the whole Expedition 33, if I were to do God of War today, not One Pump, sorry, that was, who said that? Zombie. It's a really interesting conundrum because on one hand, I want that in there because A, it was fun, and B, it really helped sell Kratos' character. But at the same time, it kind of doesn't, it feels like, oh, I need to stop now at every bed on the off chance I can interact with it. Like it doesn't feel like a fluid scene. It's almost like these narrative-based games, they want to express things in the way movies express them or books express them, but the minute you put interactivity on top of it, it just, I don't think it meshes. I really don't. I really, really don't. But I would do it because it would be expected. But I don't know if I was starting from scratch. I don't even know if I could build a game like that if I was starting from scratch. I don't know if I believe in it, but I don't know. Now look, Milk delivery porno. Were you watching these on an 8mm? What I'm saying, Samian, is that all of these classic porns and the tropes are like, hey, I'm here to deliver this pizza, or I'm here to deliver this milk, or whatever it is. All of these are these kind of tropes where if you were to build a game around it, you would gamify the making of the milk, or the getting to her in time before she leaves for work, or timing it in such a way that the husband's going to be back in X minutes. So you've got a crazy taxi to her house and find the fastest route, right? All these things take me out of the sexy time mindset. If I'm looking at a fucking map and I'm like, okay, let me practice this jump through the backyard of this mansion. If I can make that, I cut off 20 seconds and I'll make it there in time to start this. Like, that's not, for some people, maybe that's sexy time. That takes me right out of that mood. And I'm sitting there looking at a war map, trying to plan shit. Somebody's saying that there are more adult porn games that are like visual novels. But again, that's the same thing. I just get to the juicy part. I don't need all the character build up. One pump says there's porn game on Steam that's a zombie game. Yeah, there are. I'll give you, yeah. I mean, there's a game I was playing that I streamed, and it's not porn, but she's barely wearing a Stitch goddamn clothes. And it was titillating, but the game clearly came first when you play it. It was like, oh, it's fun eye candy, but it didn't feel like something you're supposed to fap to, is what I'm saying. There's a good one, Steve Hawkins says, called Cockhead, that is like Cuphead, but with a giant cock that squirts jizz everywhere. But you're not playing that, are you, and going, I'm titillated. You're playing it and going, this is kind of a joke. Kind of like, something you would find back in the day at the back of like Spencer's Gifts or a gag gift shop or something. I don't think you're playing that because you're like, ooh, I'm hard as a goddamn rock playing this fucking thing. Willie Lucas, thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy, for that very generous super chat and sticker of the little fox going, thank you. Hee. Willie Lucas, we appreciate it, buddy. That is very generous. 10 pounds. And that gets us dollars away. It's always been dollars, Jaffe. No, you shut up. That gets us 100. We are $4 away. 121 from being able to play for an hour after this stream wraps up. Think about that. Everybody thank Willie Lucas for his generosity. We appreciate it. Killing Antidote is what it was called. Yeah, I like that game a lot. Okay. I don't think porn and games mix well, says Trenches. I mean, I don't either. I mean, I think they're neat and they're fun, but I don't, the weirdest one I ever saw was Super Big Brother on the PS1. And I know you guys have seen this, so I won't show it to you, but this one is nuts because I had never seen a game like it. And it was all Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2 style scanned people, but they were scanned big muscle dudes. You guys have seen this, right? You don't need me to show. One's in the chat if you want me to show you some footage briefly before we get to Summer GameFest stories of Super Big Brother. Because it's a joy to see. It's bizarre as fuck. One's in the chat if you want to see it, and if I get enough, we'll show it. K-Nubs, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. And Necro, rip and tear until it's done, Jaffe. Thank you guys very, very, very much. We have made it. We are at 127. I want to do the math right just to be respectful. 127. All right. So in a minute, we're going to talk about what we're going to play. But before we do that, I want to definitely get to Summer Games Fest and talk about that news because that's coming up next week. That will absolutely hit the schedule of Madhouse. We'll still be doing Madhouse every day, but we may have to shift some things around just because of the time. Okay. Let me show you Super Big Brother real quick, and then we'll get to Summer Games Fest. But I think it's called Super Big Brother. YouTube Super Big Brother gameplay. Oh, Killer Bean. I hope so, man. Okay. Is it Big Brother? No. Super Big Brother gameplay, PlayStation 1. Big Brother. Oh, come on. What's this fucking thing? Hang on. PS1, PlayStation game, brother shooter, men, bikini scans or something. What is this fucking thing called? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? What the fuck is this thing called? Hang on. I'll ask Chat GPT. Oh, is this? Let's see. All right, let's see. Brother? Nope. Okay, let's go to Chat GPT. Fuck this shit. Enough. What was the PS1 PlayStation game that was a shooter with scanned-in digital actors in bikinis and bodybuilders? Okay. Rescue Shot? No. Come on. How is this? This exists. This exists. Hang on. I gotta find this. Now I'm getting a little worried. What the fuck is this thing called? Super Brother Shooter PS1 PlayStation Japan Men Gay Bikini. Okay, come on. Okay, I guess it's called Cho Aniki. I don't know why it was called that. Okay, yeah, it's Super Big Brother, but fine. It's Cho Aniki. Okay, YouTube. You gotta see this. This is batshit. Cho Aniki PS1. All right. Here's the game, my friends. I'll pop it up on the screen. We're not going to show the whole thing, but it's kind of crazy. All right. So you play this guy, this muscle dude in a Speedo. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. You play this guy, this muscle dude in a Speedo, and he's flying through the air, and he's shooting. I don't fucking know what he's shooting, but he's got these. Now there's little angels, and in a second you'll see what the boss looks like. And since Tech isn't here, I'm just going to show it to you. I don't think anybody's going to give a shit. Here comes the boss, though. Check this shit out. Because Tech would be like, that violates terms of service. Shut up. You're going to whack off to this one? Really? Here we go. I mean, hey, the fact that Sony put it out and the fact that somebody wanted to make it, good for them. Now watch this. Here comes the big dick shot. And it just goes on and on. So that's what I was talking about. Okay, yeah, 10 out of 10. There you go. I'm sure you can emulate it if it floats your boat. Okay, Summer GameFest coming up next week. Again, we will talk about how it affects the schedule with Madhouse and where we move things around. But we will be watching this. I'll be streaming, not all of it, because some of it, frankly, I don't give a shit about. But of course, we will be streaming the main show, which is a week from today at 2 o'clock. And there's a lot of participants. I think they said this is the biggest number of participants in Summer Game Fest ever, which is pretty cool. Let me see if I can show you that. Who's Summer Game Fest 2025 list or lineup. There's a picture that shows all, and Sony's there. This just says round one, but Sony is there. Nintendo is there. I don't think Nintendo's ever been at a Summer Games Fest before. Sega, Devolver. I'll tell you what, Blumhouse Games excites me because they do the horror, even though I haven't loved the one horror they've released so far. CD Projekt Red is there. And this is just the first round of people. Xbox is there. And again, this is interesting because there is still a rumor that PlayStation is going to have their State of Play the 8th. It's a rumor. Xbox is definitely doing their showcase or whatever they call it, and then they're going to do a deeper dive into Outer Worlds 2. So the fact that they're also here, there's going to be some fun announcements. It's a good point. Somebody in the chat, where did it go? One Pump says Jeff Keighley's probably holding the Starfield on PS5 announcement. He might be. I mean, I fucking love that game, and I'm hoping that there are, even though I know it's got its problems, I'm hoping that there are people that really discover it because there isn't so much hate now for it, because a lot of it was fanboy console shit, right? I also will tell you this real quick before we get back to Summer Game Fest. The one thing I'll say about Dragon Age, and I am glad I walked away from it, is I will say this. Like, I was never, you guys know me, I'm a progressive guy. I never have a problem with I thought it was great. They had a trans character and all this stuff. I still was always complaining, though, some of the writing around a lot of their stuff was crap, But I think what really rubbed me the wrong way about the way people talked about that game was, if they would have talked about it more measured, I think I could have heard some of the valid complaints, but so much of it was marbled in with just the anti-trans, anti-progressive movement people and the grifter type people that I was just like, I don't know what to listen to or take serious until I just play it myself, which is how it should be anyway. But still, you want to be able to trust some of these people. And so I will say this, by the end of the start of the third act, which is where I bailed on Dragon Age, even though there were some characters I really did like there's this necromancer guy who was pretty cool and stuff, I thought the writing in that game, not the progressive stuff, whatever you think about that, your mileage will vary, but just the terrible, just dialogue was so dumb and middle school quality. And somewhere, I don't know if they ran out of time or ran out of money, and I'm not kidding you. I mean, if you've played the game, maybe you noticed this. I couldn't stop seeing it. It feels like when they did motion capture, they only had the money for one idle pose for the characters, and it was this: their hands on their hips like some kind of dumb superhero. And they literally would go to that pose 90% of the time. And it wasn't just your character. If you were standing around talking to other characters, it was like 4 out of 10 of them were doing this. And I'm like, this is so dumb and so cringy. So I will cop to that. But I will also say that the level design in the game was great. The sound design was great. The combat, while repetitive, was a great deal of fun. It's a more nuanced conversation about games that I just wish some of these fucking idiots could have. But instead, everything's great. You know the point. Yeah, Zombie says I would give my left nut for a new Splatterhouse. I don't know what it would be, but I love the brand for sure. There's not an excitement anyone will be excited about, says K-Nubs, in terms of Starfield on PlayStation. That may be the case, but PlayStation, if they're going to have their own event, are probably going to be holding their shit for that. Like I'll tell you what I think they're going to show, but hang on a second. I remember, says One Pump, people talking shit about Forza 5. Now that it's on PlayStation, it's the best racing game ever. Forza Horizon is absolutely excellent. I don't think it's as good, believe it or not, as the Crew 2 or Crew Motorfest or whatever it's called. They're very similar games, but it is excellent. I know Rob was playing it when it came to PlayStation, seemed to really, really like it. But yeah, all those games are doing really well on PlayStation now. And I definitely think Starfield, now having had some time to have some improvements made with like the driving on planets so it's not so slow. If I am Bethesda, and I don't want to dive into Starfield, there's more stuff to talk about, but I would just say that if I'm Bethesda and I'm putting that out, I would do a very simple but important job, which is taking the core path and making sure players know what they should do the first 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of the game. You don't have to do it, but most people that hate Starfield are the ones that go off on their own almost immediately and get overwhelmed by the freedom and go flying to different planets and go, this is boring. And they're absolutely right. It is boring as fuck if you play it that way. if you follow the main path first, I found it one of the best games of the year and one of the very best single player narratives ever in a video game. So, I hope they do that. And maybe they will announce the expansion. So let me tell you the games that I am excited about at Summer Game Fest that I'm hoping to see, or I'm hoping to learn something more about, right? So here's what I got. Let me know if I'm missing something really big that you guys are jazzed for. But these are the ones that I'm curious about. Okay, in no particular order. I will say this. I will say Resident Evil 9. It's time to reveal something. I was not aware that, until I did a little research today, that all the last Resident Evils since 7 have been revealed, not at a Capcom, which surprised me because I thought Capcom revealed those. Maybe they do more deep dives, but at Sony State of Plays or showcases or whatever they call them. So I think it's very reasonable to expect the new Resident Evil to be announced at the Sony show. Whatever that is called. And Machine says open world RE9, which again, Tomb Raider, which also I think there's an expectation of announcing. I will say, and that is also supposed to be open world. I like open world as long as the individual tombs are handcrafted and those feel like classic Tomb Raider. Or if it's Resident Evil, as long as there are really big, clear set pieces and things like that, then I'm all in. But if it's just like, here's 20 fucking variants of fetch quests for Resident Evil, and I don't think they're going to do that. But I do think we'll see that next week. Absolutely. JSD says, Jaffe, you're missing Darksiders. First off, JSD, we've been trying to reach you, not about your car insurance, but about your emote that you won. Can you please DM me on the Discord or text so we can get you your emote on the YouTube that you won the other night? If you want it. If you don't want it, that's fine. Let us know. We'll give it to the second runner-up. But if you want us to make you an emote that runs for a week on YouTube, like Sassy Fetus or whatever the fuck you want, we don't care. We'll make it. As long as it doesn't violate terms of service, please let us know. But thank you for the super chat. He says, Jaffe, you're missing. Is there supposed to be Darksiders next week? There's not a remake of Darksiders, is there? Wait, I always get Darkstalkers. Darkstalkers is the Capcom game, which was great. Darksiders was the Joe Madureira game, which was also great. But is there supposed to be another one? I think the open area hub like Indie would be cool for linear single player. For any of those games, you mean? Or what? Which ones do you mean? But thank you, JSD, for the super chat. Appreciate it. I did like the first. They did announce a new Darksiders, says JSD. I got to look that up real quick. Hang on. Was it under development? The developers of Darksiders 3. Okay, well maybe we'll see that. I liked the first one. I kind of lost interest after the second one. I did play the Genesis one. I didn't finish it, but I really liked that one as well. So I do think there's something there. There's a pretty good brand there for sure. Okay, but I'll tell you the ones I'm excited about. Before I do, as a reminder, and I'll leave this goal. I may just kill this goal because this is the second time my first PlayStation game design reveal. I thought you guys would be interested, but clearly we don't really get the ducats for that. So I'll just kind of take that away for the next show because nobody seems to ever want to pony up, which is totally fine. That's a me problem. I assumed it would be interesting to you guys, but that is still on the list if you want. But we will be doing an hour of gameplay right after this stream. But here's what I'm interested in for next week. The goal amount, Troy, is 23 members. Gifted or not. No, I'm not. One Pump says I would, but I'm broke. No worries. I'm not, complaining. I'm just letting you know it's still up there. Lockmore, great Constellation episode. Hope to be on with you soon. Whenever they call, I go running. Whenever they call, I go running. I very much enjoyed it. Being on Constellation. And I would love to be on with you. That would be great. You say it's crap, says JSD. I say, what's crap? What do you mean? I I'm not sure I understand. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, in no particular order. These are the games I'm excited about. I hope we see more of what's the fucking game now? I can't even think of the name. The Joanna Dark thing. What the fuck was that game? Perfect Dark. It's kind of time. Xbox has been killing it with their Game Pass releases. I don't know what is rumored to be shown except some Gears of War stuff, whether it's the PlayStation version or an actual new one or the remaster. I think we'll see that, but I would love to see that. Something from the new Gears of War on Xbox or Game Pass, and maybe like a beta for the multiplayer, and Perfect Dark. I think we're going to see both of those. I think we are going to see Tomb Raider reboot, and I very much am excited for Tomb Raider for the reboot. This is I didn't like the last one, which I think is Shadow of Darkness, and I know this is the one where they're like, we're going to kind of take the best of old Laura and the new Laura and put it together and give you kind of the definitive Lara Croft for the new generation or whatever. So I don't know what it's going to be, but I did love Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I love the remake Tomb Raider that came before Rise. And so Crystal's doing both of these, Perfect Dark and that. And so I'm hoping that we absolutely do get to that announcement. That would be amazing if it is that kind of game. So Tomb Raider's up there. 007, now the publisher, which is IO now, is going to be at Summer GameFest. I doubt we'll see 007. I would love it. That's my fantasy game. An open world, Hitman style, free, not free to play, but like free form, solve however you want, 007 adventure game. I think that's pretty ambitious. I don't expect to see that, but I would love to. I think what they're going to show is that Mind's Eye game, right? Which is the game from one of the GTA guys that I guess was going to launch with a bunch of tools to make your own shit, but now it's just the game. It's kind of like the last trailer we saw looked great. I think we're going to see Mind's Eye. Sonic Racing, I'm very excited for. I think we're going to see that. Crimson Desert, we'll see. The Jurassic Park first-person game, I forget what it's called. The minute I saw that, it's like, thank God. It is time for an action Jurassic Park game. First person would be amazing. I bet we will see that and get a release date. Blade from what are those guys? Who are the guys? The dudes, Arcane. I think we'll see Blade. Blood of the Dawnwalker, which looks great. I think we'll see. The ones that have me a little... Wolverine, I don't know if we're going to see Wolverine. Wolverine reminds me a little bit of what's going on with Black Panther, which was just canceled from EA. And then we'll talk about Amy's game in a second, Black Panther, Captain America. But as much as people love Black Panther to me has the same problem that Wolverine has, which is the base mechanics of Wolverine is just melee, which doesn't mean you can't make them fun and amazing and gory and a great game. I'm sure you can. And I'm sure Insomniac will. But it does make me go, if I had the Black Panther license, the only way that thing would really work, in my opinion, would be if your combat was just so next gen and amazing that it could carry the rest of it. Because it's not like Batman, where you've got he's got gadgets, but he doesn't have the gadgets like the Batmobile, the Batwing, all the stuff He doesn't have the rogues gallery that people love. I don't think it's a good license. And I honestly, as much as I know people love Wolverine, everything I've seen for Wolverine looks absolutely what we've seen, standard, what you would expect. Polished to perfection, but is anybody really excited about playing Wolverine? Maybe. I don't know. The director, who is the director of Miles Morales, left. He's actually at Crystal working on Tomb Raider. So something happened over there where they said, fuck it, we got to bring in a new director. I don't know if that guy left because he wasn't happy with where it was going. He was being told he couldn't do certain things. I don't think they got rid of him. He's great. He's got a great legacy. He's a great director. So, but I am curious about Wolverine. But the one I'm really most excited to see, and they just delayed this, which is Amy's game, which is 1943 Marvel Captain America Black Panther. And they pushed this now out to somewhere in 2026. It's supposed to come out in 2025. The reason I'm excited for this is, I've talked about this before, but it's time to learn what the fuck this fucking thing is. I think this is an Until Dawn superhero game. I do not think this is an action-packed, Naughty Dog, leap, climb walls, upgrade your shield, and Black Panther's gear, and all. I don't think it's any of that. I think this is a Until Dawn, super high production value, Marvel, easy to play for everybody to play. Different people can gather around the TV and play it in different ways. Meets like a Telltale game, but not as slow as a Telltale game. I don't know if it's going to sell. I don't know if people want that, but I've been wanting someone to try something at that level of budget and IP, because I think if anything is going to bring more people to gaming, it's going to be that production with those kinds of characters with very accessible gameplay. So, and everything Amy's said so far has hinted that that is where they're going. I will be absolutely stunned if they come out and they're like, hey, it's an action game and you can jump between all four characters, and here's the level up for Cap's shield and Cap's super soldier serum abilities. I absolutely do not think that's what they're making, but we will see. So for me, it's Blades, Gears of War, Blood of the Dawnwalker, Jurassic Park first person, Wolverine, Crimson Desert, Resident Evil 9, Tomb Raider reboot, 007. I don't think we're seeing that, but I'd love to. Sonic Racing, and then Captain America. That's what I think. That's what I think we are going to be seeing. But we will discover it together. Am I leaving anything out that is like, dude, how are you not excited about X? I imagine we're going to see some stuff from Nintendo because the Switch will have just come out, or it's about to come out. I think it'll be that week, and maybe they'll announce a couple of new games. We'll see a new Mario or whatever. But I'm not that excited for the Switch 2 at the moment. So but there's more, right? So I'll go to the chat in a second, but I want to tell you some of the other events they're doing where we're going to, like, there's the PC Games Fest where they said there's going to be 15 world premiere games that we haven't even heard of. So we're going to get to all of that. But first, I do want to go to the chat. And before I go to the chat, I want to go to you incredible supporters. Troy Branch, thank you so fucking much. He's interested. Troy Branch has sent 20 gift memberships. Think about that. And then K-Nubs sent 1 and JS sent 1. So we are one member away from going over this document, which is all soiled with, I swear it's popcorn oil. It's nothing else. As far as you know. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for that insane support today and always. Thank you, Troy and K-Nubs and JSD. Troy, it's very generous, very a lot of money to be spending. Thank you for spending it here and supporting this very show. I think my math is right. 2 plus 20, 22. Yeah, we're one away, boys and ladies, and everybody in between. So hopefully we will make that goal, and we'll talk about that before we wrap the show up and go into some video game playing. Let me go to the chat, though, and let's see what it is that you guys are excited for at Summer Games Fest. Okay, let me go back up to the top here, if I may. Okay, I would love to see a new Castlevania game, a new Scarface game remake, and a Godfather game. Okay, well, a Castlevania game is certainly going to happen. I've heard good things about the game that just came out last week from the guys that developed Metroid Dread, but also Castlevania Lord of Shadows 1 and 2. But I don't hear anyone talking about it. Like, am I just missing it? Or, because I hear that's really, really good. It's very clever. It's got a lot of cool mechanics and a lot of neat ideas. But they worked in the last, if I remember, 3D Castlevanias, correct? So yeah, I think it would be amazing to see Konami do something. Oh, and of course, the goddamn, I think we have a release date for Metal Gear Delta, don't we? I mean, we know it's this year, but I'm sure maybe we'll see more of that. I don't know. But yeah, I would love to see a new Castlevania. Scarface or Godfather, I don't think we're going to see from EA at all. But I do think I could see somebody doing. I think it's time for a new mobster game. Absolutely. I don't know if those brands resonate. I was going to say I'd love a Goodfellas game, but I really wouldn't. Maybe you could argue that GTA is that, and why do you actually need something based on a license? Like, there hasn't been a good, you could say The Sopranos, but do people really want to play that? I don't know. I don't know if I would start from scratch, or I would probably wait and see what happens with Grand Theft Auto, which is going to be huge, of course. Max Payne, of course, remaster, which I guess is in the works. So, yep. Crazy Taxi or Jet Grind Radio, says PK. I mean, the last time Sega came out with their updates to their new things, the Shinobi 2D game looked like a lot of fun. Crazy Taxi, they said, is going to be a $40 game, and so I'm waiting to see what they add to it besides just a fresh coat of paint. I think I'm correct on that. Jet Grind I've never gotten, but I know a lot of people love it. Yeah, Jurassic Park Survival is the one I'm talking about. Samian, yeah. PG says Mind's Eye looks horrible. I don't know if I agree with you. I think it looks like a fucking cool cross between Metal Gear and Call of Duty. Let me put it up real quick and make sure we're talking about the same thing. I don't mean the tool set. I think Mind's Eye is the name of the actual game, right? And I would love to see Killer Bean, but Mind's Eye trailer. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but you think this this was just 3 days ago. Hang on a minute. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's long, but we'll put it on in the background as we're talking. Mind's Eye. Unless this new trailer is bad. The last thing they showed, I thought, it was like Grand Theft Auto, Blade Runner, Fast and the Furious. I think it looks like a really great, summer action movie meets sci-fi. So I'm not sure what the consensus is on this, what most people think, but I think it looks fucking awesome. But yeah, Jurassic Park Survival, I really want to play. Blade, yep, that's it. K-Nub says he's not hyped for Wolverine. JS says we've already seen Wolverine. Well, yeah, I know, but obviously they're not going to cancel it just because some stuff leaked. But what we saw from it, I wasn't like, oh my God, that looks amazing. It looked kind of like, okay. But I think this is cool. I like this kind of action movie stuff with a hint of sci-fi. I think this is awesome. What looks bad about this? But I think Wolverine Lives and Dies. This is almost anything by execution. But out of Spider-Man could get by even if the swinging was a blast and the wall crawling. It was unique enough that even if it wasn't perfect, people would like it. But just Wolverine going around hacking, slashing, your mind's got to be fucking blown in order to fall in love with it, I think. And maybe it will. I'm sure. Look at that. That looks fun. I'm sure Insomniac will do it. I mean, again, I am into this because the thematic. I love games like this and movies like this and action scenes and stuff. This is right in my wheelhouse. I don't know if it's actually great or not, but I don't know. I'm surprised you think this looks bad. Okay. Would a Plastic Man game work, says Bro? Well, yeah, it would, but the problem with Plastic Man games and Green Lantern games, Bro survived, is obviously what's fun about those is you can make it into anything you want. And so you could argue that you could have this really interesting physics simulator that you could, like maybe there's a pre-Plastic Man thing where you can go into the lab, and it wouldn't be called this, and you can say, okay, you can make Plastic Man into whatever you want. And there is a physics system that will work, but you don't do it in real time. You have to create it before the mission, maybe. Otherwise, it's just kind of it looks like Plastic Man, but it's just pre-canned powers like any other game. It's like, oh, look, he can do a parachute, or oh, look, he can bounce, or, yeah, it's being personified because he's made of plastic, but it's not really the joy of Plastic Man, which is he can make himself into anything that he fucking wants. Okay, let me keep going here. I know a lot of you guys, Addy Pie's excited for Death Stranding 2. I'm not. They've announced today that Kojima's going to go on stage the 8th with Keeley, I think, a live event and dive deep into that game. I will not be watching it or streaming it. It's not that I don't like Death Stranding. I just know that I'm never going to finish Death Stranding 1, so why waste my time paying attention to Death Stranding 2? And I'm not going to not finish Death Stranding 1 because I hate it, but it's just too slow for me, and I've got other things I would rather play. But for people who love it, it does look pretty good. It looks really, really good. Kyle says, I think some people are so into X-Men that will be the main selling point for Wolverine. Well, yeah, it's a great license for sure, especially after Deadpool. I'm not saying it's not going to sell. I'm saying that in terms of being excited for it, I think if they don't make the combat incredibly bloody and surprising, you're just ending up with a 3D open world melee game. And we've seen that over and over and over, right? Oh, right, Ninja Gaiden 4, PK, that's true. Old Gimpy, welcome to the Diet Soda Soldiers, buddy. We appreciate it very, very, very much. Okay, that is great. And by the way, Troy Branch, yeah, we love having you back, Gimpy. Good to see you, bud. Troy Branch has stepped up as well and sent a membership. So we have made it to the PlayStation Game Design reveal. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see if I want to see if there's anything else. Entered via portals in the campaign. Or at any time. Oh, okay. So Bro That Survived says, that's fair, Jaffe, talking about Plastic Man. If I was ever going to pick one of those characters to play with the predetermined power, it would be Plastic Man because he has a lot more personality, certainly than Green Lantern, right? Or Reed Richards. Although Reed Richards doesn't really, I guess he does. He puts himself in weird shapes, but that was kind of plastic. Like Plastic Man would make himself into a woman's pair of panties. You know, he was a creep, but he was a funny creep, you know. And maybe, look, Zombie says, I agree, it has to be M-rated. He has literal knives on his hands. I want to see heads fly off. I am very interested. Have they announced it's going to be M-rated? I know this was discussed. But I don't remember. Is Wolverine Marvel M-rated? Have they said? It's expected. There's no official confirmation. Many sources and industry discussions suggest M is likely. Okay, so hope so. But what was interesting, if you guys remember, when a lot of the leak shit happened, hang on, I'm going to put this up while we're waiting, or while we're talking. Hang on. Jurassic. Let's see what the latest trailer is. All they've done is the announcement trailer. It's been a while since we've seen this, and it wasn't much to it. It was just like, I think there's like the ending, you're on a train or something. But if you remember, they leaked a bunch of visuals of Jean Grey, like Phoenix or whatever, Dark Phoenix, and people were complaining about Jean Grey supposed to be hot. And what is this bullshit again? Why is Insomniac constantly giving us unattractive ladies? And, you know, I don't always agree with that. I do agree with it as it relates to some characters, Mary Jane being one, because she's a supermodel. She's supposed to be. Maybe she's not yet, whatever. But certainly it did feel to me when they leaked those Jean Grey images that they were going out of their way. Now, maybe they weren't. But that they were, and I'll bring them up in a second, that they were going out of their way to make her not appealing to the male gaze, that she was just an average. And it's like Jean Grey has never been just some average looking woman. She is the center of, or the pivot of the love triangle between Scott Summers and Wolverine. She is a hottie patati. And I remember this, and I talked to somebody that I can't tell you who, but trust me, they're in the know. And they said, how do I put this? They said, do you really think, knowing me, and there's somebody who would be engaged in making these calls, do you really think, knowing me, that I would let that happen? And I said, no, you're right. But that person is no longer there at the various companies I was talking to. So maybe that was why they walked away. And maybe they got pushed out. I'm speculating. I have no evidence of this, and I'm not even going to tell you who she is, by the way. But she's somebody who is not like, I don't want women to be attractive in games. She's like, I would like there to be a balance, but certainly when it comes to women in games that are, you know, sort of silver screen superstar type characters, she's like, yeah, let's make them hot. And the fact that she's no longer in this position to make a difference, and a lot of people have been pushed out of that team, and I don't know, maybe they lost that fight, and maybe it's like, nope, we're gonna fucking, maybe that is coming from Marvel. I could not tell you. And I'm not really dropping hints because I could not tell you, if that's the reason. Maybe what this person said to me about, do you think I would really let that happen? Maybe she was able to get what she wanted, and maybe these were old pieces of art. Wolverine leaks Jean Grey, right? Like, I mean, Jean Grey is, and this is early, okay? This is early, but I mean, Jean Grey is supposed to be fucking hot. About the way Jean looks in the game, only want to say that it's early, right? These are leaks. This is not done. But if this is what, I mean, come on, there is a point. There is a point where even I go, this is fucking ridiculous. So I'd like to think that is not one of the reasons some of these people are no longer there. But that's the Jean Grey. Come on. It's a little ridiculous. It's a little fucking ridiculous. There's a point where somebody needs to go, we can be artists, we can be respectful of women and men and different, fairness and the value of representing people correctly in media that affects the world. All that is important. And there's also a point where it's like, you know what? It's nice to have really pretty people in starring roles of big budget summer action movie video games. I mean, even Jean Grey, when she was first created, was a hottie. So I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. Okay. The fight is lost. All chicks in games will be hot going forward until a dim. I'm not even taking the bait, K-Nubs. Tiffany Honecker, thank you so much for the support, buddy, and the cute little sticker of the fox who's showing his little fans. And he's like, hey, man, look at my fans. I worked all night painting these. Tiffany, that's the story I made up about the little sticker. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a 4-minute break. When we come back, we are going to dive deep. In fact, before I do, I got to take pictures because I want to scan it. I want to dive deep into this document with you guys that we made that was going to be the first PlayStation video game that I worked on. Now, I know this is a hideous document because this is what I did this when I was like 23 and I spilled popcorn oil on it, but that's okay. I'm still going to share it with you. So I'm going to take, after I upload this, I'm going to take a couple of minute break, get something to eat. We're going to come back and do that. And then we're going to play games for about an hour. So here's what I'll say. While I'm taking that little break, I would love it if you guys think about what you want to play. Do you want to play online Power Stone 2? Only if people maybe have it. I don't want to play it by myself. Nice day for fishing. We can play Doom. I'll play whatever. As long as I got it or I'm planning on buying it or it's on Game Pass or whatever, I'm happy to play it. But why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves, and when I get back, we'll do that. I'll answer your question, Eric, in 1 second. I just want to upload these real quick. I'll do a poll when I come back about the games I see, and you guys can decide, okay? Un momento. Okay. And again, I'm pitching you this as something that is not good. Companies are removing all association with DEI. You're missing the point. You're getting two things confused, K-Nubs. Let me do this first. Hang on. Insert photo. Okay. Okay. What you're getting confused, in my opinion, is the performative stuff that companies like, whether you want to cite Target or you want to cite any of these companies. 2K removed stuff from their finances that talked about their winning awards for LGBT causes. That you're right on, but that's companies. I mean, companies go where the wind blows. If you're surprised and you thought they ever really cared or didn't care, now they're kowtowing to Donald Trump. You think it's because they like Donald Trump? No, it's because they want to make the most money. That's all. That's its own little thing, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'm talking about creative people are always progressive, right? Creative people are not always, but usually progressive people. And they will push for causes that they feel are meaningful and important and relevant. And because so many people in the arts do tend to either be or know folks that are in that LGBT world, and respect them, and they actually have experience with them to go, why would we not include them in our stories? And they're the ones oftentimes creating the stories. That's different. I don't think that's going anywhere, but you probably will see maybe hopefully a more natural inclusion. And natural doesn't mean limited, but a more marbled into the narrative inclusion versus something that feels like it's coming out of an HR commandment. So I think they're two very, very different things. Okay. All right. So what was your question, Eric? Eric says, Jaffe, I have a question. If I'm not mistaken, Rockstar doesn't release their games on PC due to mods. Wouldn't release exclusively on GeForce solve that? Do you think they'd... Well, Rockstar does release their games on PC, don't they? You can play Red Dead on PC. You can play Grand Theft Auto on PC, I think, can't you? Maybe I'm wrong, but let me see. I don't think you're right. I know you're right about GeForce. Is GTA 5 on PC? I think so. Yeah, it's on PC. Oh, you mean at launch? I don't know. I mean, I would love that, but my guess would be that the number of people who play on GeForce is not enough to merit the incredible amount of effort financially, and just to say financially, that it would take to launch that game on PC just on GeForce. And so while you're right, it could prevent mods. That wouldn't be worth it, given that the number of people playing on that system are pretty low right now. So I do think, I mean, we know we'll see it over there, but yeah, I wish I could play it on GeForce instead of PlayStation 5. Absolutely. Okay. Here's what we're doing. Let me put up a couple of trailers while I go grab a bite. We're going to come back. We're going to go over the document. We're going to pick the game we're going to play, and then we're going to game for an extra hour, and I'll let you guys decide on the game. In the meantime, let me bring these images up too. Man, these things look terrible just because they're old. They're old. Don't, whatever. Fun of me. Open image. Open image. Okay. So I'll give you a hint at what I'm talking about. Here's page 1 of the document, you guys. The Black Panther game, we did talk about it being canceled. I don't think it's going to affect the Amy game. The Amy game, like we said, is delayed. I think we will be learning about it in just a couple of weeks, or actually next week. And going back to that real quick, by the way. So we're going to stream Summer GameFest, of course. Probably not Day of the Devs or any of these. Maybe we'll see. Because we're also still going to be doing Madhouse on these days. The next thing, though, we'll definitely be streaming is the Xbox Showcase, the PC Gaming Showcase, and I'm not going to stream Death Stranding 2, but I hear that Sony is going to be doing some kind of state of play on the 8th. So if they are, we'll be streaming that as well. Probably will not be streaming the deep dive of Outer Worlds 2, because frankly, I don't really care about that very much. So let me put up some game trailers. I'll be back in like 4 to 5 minutes tops, and we will look at this document, and then we will play. You guys be thinking about what you want to play, and we'll do that. Let's see. I'll just put up video game trailers. Let's go to the newest ones. Under 4 minutes. And this week. All right, here we go. We'll start with this one. Oh yeah, Mooch. Well, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, Mooch, but at the beginning of the show, I explained why my relationship to games has shifted, and now I'm excited to be playing and talking about them again. But I found it interesting. But okay, here's this. Let me make sure autoplay is turned on. Where do you turn on autoplay? Where does that happen? Is that it? Yeah, it's on. Okay. All right. So I will be back in just a few minutes, and we will get rolling.
Betrayed, beheaded, banished to hell. And yet, I've had worse.
I kind of want to see this
days.
trailer first, though.
It doesn't mean you can do
like
whatever you
pirate shit.
please, Jones. I might be just a head, but I'm the brains of this operation. Seriously. Well, go on, do it. See if that solves your problems. Lazy sack of...
Ooh, pirate shooter? Yeah. I'm interested because most of these are pirate. I love pirate games. The last one I played was like from Team Me, which was the it was turn-based, but stealth. There's a tactical one, but action pirate, first person, I'm a fan.
Drown them in iron! Bloody hell! Pour it on, bucko! Who's the greatest pirate of them all?
Me!
That's
Me!
right. Captain Davy. And
Jaffe.
Jones.
Oh,
What? You think we need one more?
me.
You think we need one more?
You goddamn right.
I will get one more.
See? Come on now. Good stuff. Now, tell me it's going to go... I don't want to... I want to see what's next. I don't want to see this
Yeah,
next.
we can wrap this
No,
up.
I
No, I
I'm
don't want to wrap this up. I'm not too much.
We got to wrap it up soon.
No,
We're
I don't...
brains.
I want you to just play these one after another. Assholes. Now what are we doing? Ooh, bad cheese. God damn it. Well, let me... All right, let me pick a little bit of a longer trailer. Not a very long trailer, though, because I'll be right back. Let's do... We will not show the whole thing. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Mafia? You want to see a Mafia trailer? Somebody was talking about mob stuff earlier. We already showed the Mind's Eye thing, though, didn't we? Oh, Metal Gear? Yeah, there was a new Metal Gear, right? Yeah, let's put that in. Okay. This just dropped last week. Okay, and that's about all the time I need anyway. Here we go. All right. I'll be right back, you guys.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time a tree frog. This ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new life, I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Snake eater.
All right, one sec. Be right there.
You, sir, are an unrepentant criminal, guilty of illegally entering our country on multiple occasions.
The only thing that I'm guilty of is doing your dirty work.
And by way of compensation, we have overlooked your crimes.
Bring it on, because I'm not doing this shit anymore.
What makes you think you have a choice?
What kind of cargo?
Cargo like brain dead, pregnant women.
No one would possibly allow that.
That's why I have to smuggle them in. They make me bring them over from Mexico.
This thing between us. It was a mistake.
No. No, it was not a mistake. It was not a mistake.
How long is the first game? If I wanted to play the first game and finish it, just to the narrative, how long would that take?
that we are yet to pave, the dreams that stillness entertains and slays.
Would it be just as satisfying just watching all the movies from the first one, or should I play it?
I don't know what will. You will never leave a trace where you walk. If the only path you take's the one you're told, so walk away, I'll find you. So far away, I'll lead you to the world.
Yeah, but the journey could be watching the movies. What is the recap feature? Is it just a movie or it's playable?
Protect Lou.
I tried to jump us out of there. But I could only take my equipment with me. And I couldn't possibly think of Lou like that. There was no way for the two of us to escape together. The best I could hope for was to jump Lou out. Just Lou.
I mean, it does look really fucking cool. There's no goddamn doubt. And I have heard there's more action in it as well, which it's not like I need everything to be action packed, but I don't want to play the whole thing. I mean, especially if maybe I will stream it next week, the on stage stuff. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for being patient. I needed to eat something real quick to get my energy back. Let's talk about, here's what we're doing. First, let's pick the game we're going to play, right? What are we playing? What do you guys want to play? I'll put a poll up, and then we're going to go through this document briefly, which thank you guys for unlocking. I appreciate it, you guys. And then we'll play games for about an hour. I'm not gonna do it today, Addy Pie. I think we're good with that. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna move on to the game. But okay, so I see Ninja Gaiden Black is on there. What else do you guys? What else you guys want? Let's see. Sure. No Rest for the Wicked. I've been meaning to go back and I might start that again. No Rest for the Wicked. Ninja Gaiden Black. Doom. New Age. What's it called? Nice Day for Fishing. I'm not afraid of hard-hitting questions. What does Jaffe rank himself compared to Kojima? Is that a Power Stone? Okay. Yeah, Metroid Dread. Okay, so I can only ask 4 questions. Hang on. All right. Well, these are the first 4 I saw. So here we go. The next time we do this, I'll put a different one up. Okay, I'm going to trade Power Stone with No Rest for the Wicked. Only because No Rest is great. I love it, but I'm going to restart it, and it's kind of slow going at the beginning. Isn't No Rest for the chuds in danger of the studio? I don't know if they're. I know that they got a lot of shit because the last patch they put out was fucked up, and then it turned out that I think they fixed it. But yeah, they're not the world's most. They're not nice people. I like them, but yeah, if you want to call them chuds because they don't. You know, they're more centrist than leftist, I guess is what I would say. All right, here's the poll. We got Power Stone 2, Ninja Gaiden, Doom New Ages, or the New Age, whatever it's called, or Nice Day for Fishing. Here it goes. All right, the poll is up. We'll let that run while we talk about We'll let that run while we talk about this. So I wanted to share this because I found this. I am playing Expedition 33, but I didn't put that on the list because you guys didn't ask for it. And beyond that, it's kind of not the game I want to be playing and streaming and shit. It's something you kind of do on your own. At least, I mean, I just finished the prologue, Johnny, so I don't, maybe it gets to be a good streaming game, but I would have not enjoyed the prologue as much if I had been talking to the chat during it. Oh my God, this is creepy. Okay. Okay. So I was going through some documents, moving shit around, and I had not seen this. I know I had talked to you guys about this, but I've not actually seen the document probably in over 20 years. And this was when PlayStation was first shown to us we were ImageSoft, right? And they showed it to us, and it was absolute Wild West. No one knew what it was going to be. This is just a Vicks inhaler is all. No one knew what it was going to be, and so everybody was just out there in the world. Thank you so much, Sin City, for that gift membership. We appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. Very kind. Thanks. You get a sniff of the Vicks vapor oil thing. There you go, baby. That's just for Sin. Leave him alone. That's for him. I'll share it, though. So I'm going through it, and everybody was like, what is the PlayStation going to be? What kind of games are we going to make? Are we going to make movies now? You know, nobody knew. So everybody's that were creative, and that wasn't all of us, but a lot of us, pie in the sky. And me and Mike Guillaume, who would go on to design on the Sony side, Warhawk, Jet Moto, and then do a bunch of stuff for Sony internal, we had this idea. And this was the concept, okay? And I haven't looked at this since, but the high concept was a high-tech Wizard of Oz, okay? And it says that an errand boy at Sony, like this is batshit stupid, but we thought this was brilliant at the time. An errand boy at Sony, his name was originally Stanley after my brother, and I guess I crossed it out and made it Stanley, but Philip is his name, but now it was Stanley. Working late, has writer's block. He goes and explores the PlayStation offices. He opens an experimental test lab where the first PlayStation is. It turns out there is a voice calling for help, battling some creature, and you end up getting, like in Tron or the Wizard of Oz, sucked into the PlayStation, right? And the idea was that we were going to somehow convince every developer that ever put their game on PlayStation that anything that you played in the PlayStation, I guess it was the precursor to Astrobot, I suppose, but everything existed in the PlayStation. So if you played Metal Gear Solid, there is Metal Gear Solid World in the PlayStation. It's a real place. The characters don't know they're in a video game console, but they are, right? So all the games would have to somehow acquiesce to this patchwork idea of this world inside the hardware. With all different art styles, characters, blah, blah, blah. And it would all be a physical location tied together that you could explore in an open world. We had no idea what we were talking about. We had stuff like Western, sci-fi, prehistoric, medieval, comedy land, World War II, 1940s. And by the way, I'm going to go to the next page, but this is why we look at design documents when they come in now. When I was at Sony, and 10 times a year, somebody would come to you and say, I want to do a game, and it's an open world, but when you go into the football stadium, you can play a game of football that's as good as Madden. But then the planes that are flying over, you can shoot down, and you can steal the plane, and now you're flying. It was just like, we had no idea how to make a video game. We didn't even know how to concept one, and none of our bosses did either. So this was just as viable a concept as anything else, for a while anyway, until we actually started working with developers like Single Track, who had actually made, simulations, and were like, you guys are out of your fucking mind. It says physical locations. Yeah, those are tied together. Okay, so we go to the next page, and you'll see some of this brilliant artwork. Oh, that's not a good picture. I got to give you a better picture, because you have to see my artwork. Yeah, it was like Grand Theft Football. All right, hang on. I got to show you this, because this is who the main character was going to be. And boy, when I tell you, he's a hell of a character, you're going to be like, damn, Jaffe, that guy would have been bigger than Kratos. Oh, I know. All right, hang on. K-Nub says it sounds like what I wanted back in the day. Like, why can't they make actual BMX tricks in San Andreas? Right? I mean, that's what a kid would think, right? I mean, that's what a kid should think. Why would they think anything else? But when you actually, but again, I've said this many times, but you guys, I'm just telling you, you have no idea how true it is. None of us knew anything. It's not like our bosses, Alan Becker, didn't know anything. He had no idea what these things could do. We were all just like, okay, fine, I guess. And it took a long time to learn that. No, it's not guacamole. This is the coconut oil popping oil from the movie festival we had last weekend with Madhouse, or with anybody who wanted to come, of course. But all right, I'm refreshing. I'm waiting for this to come through. I got to show you this because this is the art for the character Stanley. How stupid. But again, think about this. Think about if there would have been somebody. Now, it probably would have gone bad because they probably would have said fire Jaffe. But if we would have had somebody at PlayStation or at Sony that had done this work before and had been like, okay, they could teach us all about what you should greenlight, what you shouldn't greenlight, what's doable, what's not doable. We probably would have lost a lot of people because a lot of us would have been deemed unqualified, including me. So that would have sucked, at least for me. But at the same time, I bet we would have gotten a lot of cooler games out that would never have been canceled. I mean, there were games like Shu and I were talking about this. There were games in those days that literally were in production at PlayStation first party for 2.5, 3 years. And they just kept going and going and going because no one knew to ask the question of like, well, what do you do? Like games would get greenlit based just on the art style. And it was like, oh my God, this is going to be so great. This is going to be so amazing. And then 2 years would go by and it's like, why isn't this game fun to play? And it's like, that's a question we should have asked, 2 years ago when it was on paper. Anyway, here's the next one. This is the second page of this. I want to show you this. All right, so here we go. This was Stanley, right? It says, think Aladdin for some reason. He's in his late teens. He's curious. I mean, who cares, Jaffe? Why even write these words? They mean nothing at this point in development. But fine. His name is Stanley. He's curious. It says he's 18 up there. Enthusiastic, dangerously but admirably naive. Sounds like me, I guess. Impulsive, confidence that comes from nowhere. Trusting, creative. Tries to be a movie hero. Intimidated, but I don't know what that says. Intimidated, but something by really I don't know what it says. Physically, he has a scruffy hair, a college t-shirt, a trench coat, jeans, and sneakers. He looks like, in my mind, he always reminded me of one of the fucking Burger King kids. One of these, the Burger King Club kids. I mean, this is how I saw him. And what an idiot I was. But that's fun to look back and see how stupid you were. Where's the guy? The guy with the hat. I always thought he was going to be like this guy. Kid Vid. When that guy. This is the early 90s. Fuck you. This is what was cool back then. Yeah, this guy. Come on, man. I mean, if a concept artist had showed up and given us this, I would have been like, oh my God, you've nailed it. That's the next great, pop culture iconic character. But there he is right there. For some reason, it was important for me to let you know that he likes to gnaw on his pencil. I don't know. Chews on things. Okay. Here, I guess, is the girl that he goes into the PlayStation to rescue. Yeah, radical dude, says Marble. You goddamn right. What do you mean, Tech Protect? You didn't get a notification? Why not? Trina. What's her name? Headstrong, capable, lots of life experience, temper, respectable but jaded, dead honest, tells it like it is. What a dumb writer I was. Always up front, sketches, very independent. She eventually opens up to Stanley. I was talking about she had braids, light armor, leather shield. Okay, so I guess she was kind of some kind of D&D or she was one of the characters from the world of the that she got into the PlayStation, and she was into like the D&D fantasy game. And that's, she was being attacked and Stanley was going to go save her. Let's see. It says villains. That's what that says. Villains. All type. Black belt moral person. What? Murphy puppet dragon. I don't know what the fuck I was writing there. Play mechanics. Oh, good, Jaffe. You finally got around to goddamn play mechanics. This is a good idea. On the fly perspective changes. Those are not play mechanics, but you have to understand. We thought, I mean, I know if you're a Twisted Metal fan, you have to have heard the story, but I convinced the single track guys that, and we did this, and I sat there and I looked at it for hours because I thought it was the coolest thing, and then we very quickly ripped it out of the game because it was stupid. When you went over a ramp in the early builds of Twisted Metal, the camera would cut to a side view because I thought it was like cinematic, right? So it was like you'd hit the ramp and you'd catch air, and if you caught X feet of air or whatever the criteria was, the camera would go to a side view and tilt up, so it would be like a Dukes of Hazzard shot of the car going over you. And I thought this was the coolest fucking thing in the goddamn world. In the goddamn world. And it was cool. But it was only cool if you knew it was coming and you appreciated it as a concept. But if you actually gave the controller to somebody to play and they hit the ramp, they were like, what the fuck is actually going on? What the fuck is actually going on? And we ripped it out because it was terrible gameplay. But so clearly on the fly perspective change was important. Thank you, K-Nubs. $50 to keep Tech from joining Gabbin' Games. Tech's our producer. I'm surprised you didn't get a thing, Tech. I know you were out shopping. That's why I told you I was going to stream. One camera movement, sweeps, spins, cinema fighting. Right. This was going to be whenever, I mean, imagine we were playing this game on the SNES called, what was the fucking thing called? We were playing this game. It was a Street Fighter style game, but it was with the Ninja Turtles, so whatever that was. And I started getting obsessed with this idea that when you punch somebody in the face in the game, it would cut to a close-up of the fist hitting, right? So that's what cinema fighting was. So any of our melee, like we thought we were going to have melee and all this and shooting, it's so dumb. Fully interactive backgrounds, whatever the fuck that means. Real settings blended with generated sprites. Interact with talking characters, even in battle. Villains adapt to player. You would just write shit and think you were clever. Different responses vary with simulations, enhances idea of a unified real world. I mean, you have to understand, I was excited when I wrote this. I thought that I had cracked the fucking nut. I was going to be the fucking Stanley Kubrick of video games. So, but again, I don't look back and I don't look back in any kind of shame. This is sort of what it, like I said, this is what, if people actually taught people how to design video games, this is the stuff you would have learned in the first month at a college class or the first weeks working at an actual company. But we had none of this. We had nobody telling us this. So why wouldn't we think all this stuff was amazing and all this stuff was possible? So that is the very first PlayStation game I ever designed. This is the document for it. So, you know, if you ever, maybe I'll give it to somebody one day and say, here you go. It's not really part of video game history, except the fact that it's got coconut popping oil on it. Writing random shit on paper was what it took to get a job in games back in the days. Kinda, Eric. Kinda. I mean, it was less about writing it on paper and more about Here's what I'll say is the difference, though. Here's what I will give myself props for. Is it was having the belief in my own ideas and my belief that I had something worth saying and sharing. And that was rare. And that's still rare. Most people just play small. So this was a reflection of that same mentality. But for absolute sure, there was a sense of, this is a nightmare of a design. But we didn't know that at the time. If the perfect game was made, then all people would play it, says K-Nubs, which is bad for business. That's what we've kind of got now. That's what's happening with Fortnite. Fortnite and, to an extent, Roblox, but more Fortnite, is the perfect game. Because even if you don't like Fortnite, there's 1,000 other games in there that build on the same engine. You never have to leave. It takes a lot of ego to have that mentality. I don't have that for sure. It sucks, says Eric. Yeah, the problem with ego as a word is people look at it as negative. I never went around like I'm better than anyone else. A lot of people think that that's what ego is, and I'm sure there's a part of that. But it was more me going around going, I have stuff that's cool to share. And it doesn't mean that you don't or other people don't, but I never denied myself the belief that my shit was worth sharing. Expedition 33, I've only started playing it today, Beer Baron, and I finished the prologue, and I like it a great deal, but I'm barely into it, so I can't really speak to it other than to say the voice acting is great, and I totally dig it. No, only MJF is better than you. He says, I don't know who MJF is, Steve Hawkins. Who's MJF? Michael Jackson Finkelstein? I have no idea. Who's MJF? You got to Home Depot? Good for you. Get that microwave, you son of a bitch. Thank you, buddy. All right, so now we're going to play an hour of games, and then I'm going to go prep the Madhouse for 6 o'clock tonight. So, thank you guys for helping us reach both of our goals today. It's very kind. Oh, Michael J. Fox. Okay. Okay. So Clear Obscure becomes better than Elden Ring. Give it time. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I have every intention of going back to it. All right. So Doom the New Age is what won. We went Power Stone 2, which I'm still going to get and play. Ninja Gaiden Black. Nice Day for Fishing. Almost hung in there, but Ninja Gaiden Black and New Age, it went to Doom. So we're going to play an hour of Doom, fellas. So let me fire up the jalopy. I don't have a jalopy. Shh. Let's calm down. Let's calm down a little bit. Hang on. All right, where do I put this? This goes here. And by the way, I am playing this on GeForce. So again, I know a lot of you guys don't like it when I talk about streaming, but it works great for me. Have I ever tried Boosteroid? Isn't Boosteroid like a thing that, is it a streaming service? An AEW wrestler. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Zeke. Isn't Boosteroid, is it a streaming service or it's something that gets you better frame rate? Or, I mean, again, I don't lack. I'm playing, I believe, I'll look at the settings. I'm playing this top of the line, and I'm streaming it. But I'll look at the stats real quick and see. So 1 second. So we'll play till about 3:30. Then I got to prep the next show. But seriously, you guys, thank you so much for helping us or making us reach our goals and getting to play some games with you guys. It's very kind and very courteous. Appreciate it. Jaffe, if you can bring back Gabbin even 2 to 3 times a week, it would be appreciated. This stream feels so nice after so long. You can't tell me what to do, though. You're not my dad and my boss and my God. Oh, shit. Sign in from another device. Hang on. Is Calvin playing? Boy, I tell you what, if that boy's playing this goddamn G. I was signed in on a different screen. Why no Ninja Gaiden? Because it didn't win. Ninja Gaiden Black got 27. But that was Ninja Gaiden Black 2, is what it is. Because somebody said 2, but then I don't know which one it was. But regardless, it didn't win. But I liked it a lot. I haven't finished it. I also want to go back and play First Berserker, too. But how do you know they weren't your god? Yeah, that's true, Jonathan. I don't really know. I know, but what is Eric Lennon? I'm asking you, what is Boosteroid? Oh, it's a cloud gaming service. Okay. And has no hour limit. This has no hour limit either, at least this year. If it turns out that, and they're going to jump up to the new, was it 50-50 or whatever? If it turns out that I start running up against their limit, then I'll definitely look at Boosteroid. Yeah, I saw Karate Kid Legends is out today. But what are the reviews? Can somebody check the Rotten Tomatoes? What do you mean you need a new Doom game? We're playing a new Doom game, aren't we? All right. I guess I'll do Chapter 2. Well, should I start? Let me just blaze through the village real quick, because I've already beaten it, but I wanted to see. But I'm not gonna try to 100% this shit. I'm not doing it. I won't do it. That's what always traps me and gets me fucked up. So, one's in the chat if you want me to play the intro. The intro is really good, but if you want to get right into gameplay, let me know. So, one's if you want to watch the intro, two's if you want me to skip it. Jaffe, is it a night and day difference between stream profitability? Yeah, it's night and day. Madhouse and the goals and everything that we learned over on that network, Keemstar's network, whatever you think of Keemstar, has been quite helpful. And then obviously bringing Tech on and his take. Okay, so we're going to skip it.
Impact confirmed. The Slayer has been activated.
Let me make sure. I want to see what my settings are. Are they not giving me quality settings? Okay, it's all set to ultra. Okay, cool. Is there a dash meter, or can I just do it? Like, I don't know where the dash meter is, or if there is one. Oh, I loved Eternal. I thought Eternal was great. Stuttery and slow looking? You think this is stuttery? Oh, you can sprint indefinitely. Okay. Okay, cool. Wait, so is it looking bad? I haven't gamed in a while on stream, so maybe I don't have it set properly. Is it playable? Is it watchable or no? It's fine? Okay. So I think my shield takes damage, right? There we go. I hate that it doesn't look good. I need to fix that. Tech, we need to look in how to fix that. Because a lot of other stream... I have the tech for it. There's no reason this shouldn't be streaming as good as it is. Oh, I did see that. The accessibility sliders is fucking awesome. Because if it gets too hard, yeah, I can slow the speed down, which I love. I want more games to have that. I do love the cutscenes in this game. Like, the character designs in this game are awesome. I can play something slower if this isn't good for streaming right now. You guys let me know. I'll take Tech's word for it, but if you change your mind, Tech, let me know. Oh, Witchfire? Yeah, I like Witchfire. I don't really like, I'm kind of over the roguelike nature of things. I'm kind of bored of that. But I think Witchfire as a game, though, is fantastic. Sims games? Not really. Where am I going? Let's see. Tech, if you're around, you should jump into the Discord. That way you can read the chat for me and I can focus on the game and responding to the chat. If you're around, let me know. Oh, the fishing game? Yeah, I love the demo. I'm going to buy it today. All right. I'm looking for the wall. There it is. Oh, military sims? A little bit. I like shooters, but the Sims, it's a little too simmy for me. I saw today, and it's no surprise that Banishers game underperformed, which pisses me off. That game, it was too long, but it was really fucking cool. Like, it was a great... What the fuck? There we go. Yeah, no, I do think Eternal was great. K-Nubs, I don't know if I agree. A lot of times people pay to watch me game and chat with them. If I ignore the chat, I get the sense they're like, well, what's the point? Oh, was it Eternal was too long? Yeah, I didn't finish it for sure. Okay, so you can parry that shit. Oh, okay, okay. I got it. You can only parry the green stuff, I guess. Hello, Celtics. Is that what it is? The green stuff you can parry, but not the orange stuff. Right? Yeah, okay. Cool.
The Slayer is dangerous. Keep your distance.
Nobody wants to play with him. They're not. Refurble Snail, if I'm saying your name right. How you finished the game? How long is it? Like, how long does it take to go through it? $20 hours to 100? Okay, got it.
Ensign, You have a lock on the Slayer's location? Confirmed. Weapon drop incoming in 3, 2, 1.
I hear you, Johnny, but I actually like Eternal more than 2016. Like, the glory kills, I think, were better in 2016 than this, at least so far. This is pretty awesome, though. It's pretty good. When you start putting all the stuff together, it's pretty sweet. Aren't these... well, okay, melee kills, whatever you call them. It's not the same thing? Oh, you can shield charge? Was that a glory kill then, or no? I mean, that just kills him, right?
The main gate is under lockdown.
Oh, okay, right. You used to be locked into the animation, which is probably why they felt better. But I get it. It does slow things down, but okay. I don't know if Awesome Tatum's here. He was telling me about the painkiller beta, or alpha that I want to try to get into. Hey, Velvet Nightmare. Thank you, buddy, for that gifted membership. We really appreciate it, man. Very kind of you, sir. It doesn't care about Quake. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a difference. I've played them, but Is there really that much of a fucking difference? I'm sure hardcore fans would say yes, but, you know. Oh yeah, the maps. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm gonna try to go through this game and not find the map, not find all the secrets, because that's why I'm gonna. That's my new philosophy with games, at least for the next month, is just try to get through some games and not worry about finding everything and just hope for the best, because it really does take away from my enjoyment, I think. I want like a dodge to the left though. Like Witchfire and some other first person games have that. This might have it, I may just be missing it, I don't know. But you can only parry the green shit, right? Like you can't parry like swipes and shit. I mean, this does have strafes, but they're not like strafe dashes.
The cultists are traitors.
At ground zero. He located.
Oh, so you can parry swipes. Okay, cool. Those are my guys. Sorry, fellas. Yeah, I don't have the throw shield yet. No, ooh, that'd be great. This game is awesome. It's so good. It's so fun. Dying Light this weekend. Oh, I mean, Darksiders 1 I like more, but I never really got into Dying Light. Just because I think it was a little too slow for me. At least at the beginning. I'm sure it gets great, but Oh, yeah, Alone in the Dark? Yeah, I definitely want to play the new one. I hear it's not, like, the best game ever, but I hear it's... Oh, shit. But I hear it's very, very interesting and does some neat things for horror. Yeah, I don't have the shield throw yet. I think it'd be so cool to just drop this into... Like, you remember when everybody was talking about the NFTs and developers were like, you can't just... Oh, you'll own the Master Slayer and you can put him in any game. No, you can't. But can you imagine dropping this guy into, like, a multiplayer Call of Duty match? People are like, what the fuck? All right. I love the kind of Frazetta style of all the enemies. Maybe I don't have the shield charge yet. You have to upgrade the shield to charge it. Yeah, drop him into Madden. You goddamn right. Or Mario Kart. Well, Fortnite is just skins. I mean gameplay. I'm going to put him in solitaire. Or like Journey. That would be awesome. But that's how stupid that shit was. It's like, what are you people talking about? Oh, the new Heavy Metal magazine? Yeah, I know it's... Is it? I guess it's out. I mean, I know of it, but I didn't know it had come out yet. It's a good, interesting question. Have you been going back to Modern Warfare 3, Joseph? I mean, I like the new Modern Warfare a lot, but I like 3 too. Yeah, Martyrs sticks with me too. Fucking love that movie. Yeah, I'll go back, Richard Joseph, and play it sometime. No, master levels. Oh, fuck no. I'm not that kind of gamer. There were some great maps in Modern Warfare 3. Another ice cube? I don't know. I've done it. Why do I need to do it again? You got to go to the next level, baby. Come on. Whatever that looks like. I'll leave that up to Bunny. She's the one who has all those weird ideas. Hello, Darth Nugget. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. You know we appreciate it. You old salty fuck. Thanks, buddy. Very, very generous, man. Ah! I died? What are you talking about? Fuck you. That's going to have to be thousands of dollars for that, sir. I appreciate it, Darth Nugget. Seriously, thanks, bud. All right, then the next glory kill goes out to Darth Nugget.
The village is secure.
Oh, which is probably going to be a good one, which is the Titan, I think.
Tier 5 readings in the South Bay. Incoming.
A Titan has been summoned.
Rishi, they made this harder. I mean, I'm playing on basic mode, or not basic, but whatever the default mode is. I mean, I'm only in the first level, so maybe it gets really hard. I don't know. Does the game feel arcadey? Yeah, I mean, you know, to an extent. I mean, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel sloppy and simple, though. It feels really good. Oh, on Nightmare? Yeah, no, not me.
We need backup! Someone get on that turret!
There are cinematic kills, but I guess they're not as cinematic because it doesn't. They were saying it doesn't slow the game down as much. I thought the unions have done away with 360 turret levels. They were like the old school minecart levels. Yeah, Snail X, I agree. It feels very old school. Still fun though, but yeah, for sure. Coliseum Road to Freedom. Never even heard of it, no.
The Makers felt a weapon as powerful as the Slayer should be guided.
And you agreed?
He's not one of us. They want assurances, and so did I.
Hit ones if you guys want me to skip. Vertical. Yeah, I like the verticality of the last one too. Do you get a sword to go with the shield? I mean, you get a chainsaw. What, baby? Jed, thank you. Probably a boring suggestion, but seeing the Madhouse crew play some games would be great. Look, Tech plays games, but Bunny says she plays fighting games, so maybe we'll play some fighting games with her. Skip. All right. All right. I didn't do any of those this time. Ooh, Power Stone with Bunny. That's a great idea. Does everybody have to have a copy of the game, or does it come with friend codes, or what? She might. It might be good to play Split Fiction with her, actually.
The demons are now targeting the Sentinel's energy relay.
I don't know what rematch is.
Deploying weapon port now.
They banned it? Did you call it Sassy Fetus? Is that why? Why would they ban it? Ooh. Oh, I haven't played it yet. No, the soccer game, I know what it is, but I haven't played it. How is it? Cool. Deal damage.
Targeting demonic threat.
Yeah, maybe we'll do Chain Together with me, Bunny, Tech, and one other person who is in the chat. How do I throw it? Is it... You goddamn right, zombie. Wait, I'm a little confused. Hang on. How do I throw it? Throw the shield saw. Oh, I see. Okay, you can't have it. Okay. Wait, your friend's dad died, left them and their mom with tons of debt. And no regard. Oh no! Selling home and belongings to survive. Tips. I mean, Jesus. Jesus. No, I have no tips for that. I mean, obviously, I'm sure they'll be okay, but fuck. Oh. I mean, just be there for him, I suppose, just as a pal. unless you happen to have tons of money. But thanks for 17 months. Speaking of tons of money, Man Cave, appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's rough. I don't. What do you do with that? I don't know. That's really terrible, though. I'm real sorry to hear that. God. I wish we took better care of our fucking fellow species. Nice.
All units to the energy relay.
I got it. That's cool. Isn't there a dude walking around? Pokemon Scout? I don't know enough about Pokemon to even know how to do that. Setting. I want shield throw. Oh, I agree, K-Nubs. Oh, Daxter, no. I would have always... I mean, PlayStation was... They were amazing. They were wonderful to work with and for, and... The fuck? I fucked something up. Hang on. Okay, so... melee... oh, I see. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Next weapon. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it came up just kind of confusing for sure. Daxter, this is Doom the Dark Ages, yeah. The enemy design's just kind of okay, not great. Raising the shield just for a Hell Surge, melee. I kind of thought it was medieval too. I thought that would have been cool. I love Souls games, yeah. In fact, I was just sitting here thinking this game, but with like Miyazaki Souls design or Bloodborne design would be amazing. I have not played either one of those, Peachy Pie, no. No, Adam, because the original God of War was Greek mythology, so this setting would not have... This almost... I will say this, though. This almost feels like the B team. I like it. It's good, but I don't get... It doesn't have the same level of sort of like... just sort of polish and tightness. That the other ones did. Like the NPCs and stuff just feel kind of janky and like almost PS3 era. Doesn't really affect the gameplay, it's just kind of weird. Oh, Eternal does not have that problem. Eternal feels super polished. The worst game of the year? I mean, I don't know. I don't really... Anything that I don't like, I stop playing almost immediately. So, let me think for a minute. No. I don't know. I don't know. What you tell me? What are people saying is one of the worst games of the year, and I'll tell you if I played it. I no longer... I think I left my copy of Edith Hamilton Peachy Pie, which is... it was filled with notes that I took in Japan when I was first designing. I think I left that at the Santa Monica Studios, so... No, they weren't saying this was worst game of the year. He was asking what I thought was worst game of the year. Aaron, I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, they're both, you know, I mean, they're both, I think, great games.
The command room has the key. Mark it on the Slayer's map.
But I do agree that, like, even though I guess maybe there's some medieval stuff, I do want to play Avowed too. I'd like to see Doom set, like, at least some kind of time travel version of Doom, which I know is kind of cheesy, but I think it'd be cool to see it set in different time periods. The Stone Imp can deflect the shield. Just to have some neat new locations to play. Oh, that guy's cool. Not really Addy Pie. I mean, Twisted Metal Black, but that wasn't really horror. We were talking about doing horror games, but, you know, then we stopped doing stuff. Thank you, Dexter. Yeah, I know, but I just want to shoot in environments. You know, I want to have a Doom fight in like 5 o'clock LA traffic kind of stuff. I think that'd be fun. This is pre-recorded. I did this 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Doom falling down. You do get a sword, though, Troy. That's what they're saying anyway. I did play Cyberpunk. I really liked it, but I need to get back to it. That's one of my games I keep saying I'm going to get back to. And I want to. I just... Something always comes up. Yeah, I like the action of Cyberpunk. I like Shatters of the Dam too. I thought it was cool. Yeah. Oh, you can do it from all directions. You can parry. The gameplay in this gets old after a while. What I'll tell you, Zeke, is like right now, I'm about to wrap up the stream to prep for Madhouse tonight. And I can tell you right now, I have zero desire to play this after the stream ends. I think it's good. I think it's really fun. You know, it's really enjoyable and it feels good, but there's really not, like, I don't find the level design all that interesting or engaging. You know, what do you think of the fish game, Peachy Pie? I love that fucking game. I want to get back and play that very soon, probably this weekend. Hang on. There's variation in mechanics, just not these shooter. Yeah, I mean, I might go back. Oh, I'm playing it through Game Pass. Absolutely. Chapter 5, it gets wild. First few chapters, tutorials. I mean, I might spend a little more time with it, but there's just so much to play. They're not comparable, other than to say that what's the game? Expedition 33. I played that for about the same amount of time, and I want to get back to it. Zeke says, I'm in it deep and play for a bit and will likely finish, but I'm realizing watching this beginning, it does not change much throughout. Yeah, kind of been there, done that. All right, well, look, guys, that is the stream. I appreciate all the support today. You guys were amazing and incredibly generous with your time and ducats and conversation. Thank you for that. Yeah, I may stick it out, Ectoplasm. I mean, right now I'm like, all right, I get it, you know. And again, as I said at the beginning, I'm trying to adjust my relationship with games a little bit. So, you know, love them and leave them. See, this is like a... I'll be back with Tech and Bunny, 6 o'clock tonight on this very channel, California time, with Madhouse. I don't know what the topics are yet. We're going to figure those out in the next couple hours. In the meantime, be well, be safe, and thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.